Welcome to Topic Talks, where we talk about the topics you care about and leave out the ones you don't.
We talk about what most news sources don't. Media, movies, and the multiverse.
We even invite guests to come talk topics with us.
Come join in on the fun.
Let's get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the giant conversation of this Topic Talks. I'm your host, Aaron Klinger-Smith, and today we have, again, a full studio. Joining us again is Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
And then we've got Lucas.
Hey, how you doing?
And then we have, I still don't remember your name.
It's Jake.
Jake. We got Jake.
Jake.
I need to write it down somewhere.
From State Farm.
Jake from State Farm, how are you?
I'm wearing khakis.
Oh, that's even better.
You sound hideous.
Oh, come on now.
So, because some of the topic last week was being a fat man, we thought it'd be best
politics.
that we start it with
we are singing this together, are we not?
I guess so.
I mean, if you know the song, sing along.
Okay.
I'll leave the flag.
So we are going to sit down. Well, we should stand up because
no, I'm not standing up.
Okay.
You guys are too fat to stand up.
This mic stand does not reach that high, and it's just a low hanging ceiling.
We will remain seated and sing the Fat Man Anthem. You ready?
I'm standing in heart.
You ready?
Yeah.
People, I know what'll make us feel better. Let us sing the NAAFP anthem.
Stand up, all fat men, stand up straight. Stand up because no chair can hold your weight. If God created us to be so big, that's proof he must be a big fat pig. God's real flabby with an ass so wide. His arms look like pillows with cake mix inside. God's man boobs are flabby and they hurt when he jogs. And the back of God's neck looks like a pack of hot dogs.
And all you fat men may now seat.
If you were not already.
If your
heart didn't give out from holding that too long, you may be seated. In a slow and controlled manner, not a flop.
Deep breathing.
Don't want to break the seat.
I was going to say, don't break any couches, okay?
It's only a fiberglass. It's only fiberglass. You can't put that much energy into it.
Oh. So we thought that'd be a fun way to start off the show. Due to the...
nature of last week's.
Yeah, nature of last week's
talks.
Talks would be a good way to
chats,
that.
Some may say.
Yeah.
Chats. I would go
Rants.
Chats are topics.
Rants, maybe even
Rants.
so.
Rants. Yeah.
Tangents.
Preaches.
Tangents even.
Oh, you stole my
Tangents.
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 Which is what we go off on a lot.
Way a lot.
When we're talking about our topics. Which one of is... Yeah.
No.
These parents that recreated Blockbuster for their autistic son.
So
really now?
They made a defunct rental place for their special needs.
Well, there's a story behind this.
Okay.
So what happened is there's a son. His name is I'm trying to remember. Hector. He's 20 years old. He's nonverbal because he has a type of autism that makes him nonverbal. He can only say a few phrases.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, only a few words. And one of his favorite things to do is because one of the only words he can say is Barney, which he associates with Blockbuster. Don't know why, but that's just how it.
Not just the purple dinosaur, but
No, like
the entirety of the store of
just
Blockbuster.
the store.
Yeah.
So he would point and say Barney, and they were talking about Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Well, they live in Texas, and as we all know, Blockbuster's not doing phenomenal.
Yeah.
I didn't think it had anything left. I legitimately thought they were all closed.
No, they are not.
No, there's a few.
There's still a few left, actually.
I don't
Really?
think I've seen one in Michigan.
I mean, there are video stores left in general.
yeah, like there's family
Because
videos.
Family Video is probably the more prominent anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
We used to have this place called Fast Forward by our house, Fast Forward Video, and I remember they actually had like an entire section like dedicated to like Power Rangers.
Yeah, they really had everything. They had like an adult section.
Hang on.
Yeah, they did have.
I still got that button.
They did have an adult section, but I was never old enough to enter it.
No,
they
had it closed off with drapes. I remember. And I like walking.
Oh, there's a door in Family Video. If you go all the way to the back of the store, there's a door.
Oh no, the one.
I just imagine like a bouncer standing there too, like you on the list.
Our video store, they literally had like saloon-style doors into the adult section.
I remember that.
According to Wikipedia here, I mean it's Wikipedia, but they went defunct back in November of 2013.
Who?
Blockbuster.
Really?
It hasn't been around for like 4 years.
I don't know. I still feel like I've heard about a few select locations. Maybe they were taken under a personal owner or something.
It
could be that, yeah. They're probably just like a small business now.
Probably.
Anyway, this was about a Blockbuster that closed.
Oh, okay. Okay, here it says is that Dish Network bought the company out.
There you go.
So there's a few select locations.
Yeah.
Anyway,
makes sense.
One of the select locations that still closed was in Mission, Texas, and this wasn't right by their house, but it was fairly close.
Yeah.
And so every time they would pass by, they would stop, and he would go through and pick up movies and things like that. Well, they were there so often that the employees knew them by name, knew them really well.
Yep.
And so when it was announced that the store was going to be closing, they pulled the mom aside and said, "Hey, just want to let you know the store is going to be closing. We wanted to tell you that way, so we don't have to, so it's like, so you can break it to Hector."
Yeah, so he's not just gonna be sitting there going, "Why haven't we gone to Blockbuster in a while?"
To Barney.
We don't know there's no Barney.
Anyway, so what happened was the mom started crying. They're like, "What are we gonna do?" So they got this ingenious idea, and I actually really like this idea. So they knew it was closing, and when when stores close, they sell off their displays and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, they went in and bought a display and about 60 DVDs, like Blockbuster case and all.
Yeah.
And then when it was closer to closing and the store was almost bare, but it was still open, they're still selling stuff off. They took Hector in there, and he clenched his dad's arm, which showed that he's like, "What's going on?" He was upset.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Don't worry, we got a surprise for you at home." So then they went home, and they set up a rack that they had bought, sign and all, from Blockbuster.
Nice.
So it said Blockbuster on the top, and it had the DVD cases on the front, and then the actual Blockbuster cases behind it, of all of his favorite movies that he liked to rent from there.
Yeah.
Over 60. And they set it up just like Blockbuster right in their house.
Uh-huh.
So then that way he could just go over to the movie case, and it would still be there.
Yeah.
But, obviously the store wouldn't be there, and he wouldn't get the ride, but he would still have that experience of going and getting the case. And
that would actually be kind of a cool thing to do, just for the novelty of it. Instead of setting up like a bookshelf kind of style display for your movies.
Right.
Actually put them
books?
Like how you got like an entertainment center and you set your DVDs and stuff in there like a bookshelf.
Yeah.
Well, imagine actually doing it like getting like, okay, first of all, like a bigger case, kind of like a display shelf, and actually putting your movies in there like cover forward like a video store.
I like that.
That'd actually be kind of cool if you have the room for it. It'd be like a cool novelty thing.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind going and finding just a Blockbuster sign, because
with like
I haven't been in one since I was probably 14.
You could probably find them online somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure you could for like $5,000.
It's kind of the same
collector's item.
It's kind of the same concept as the people who are going to be buying the Joe Louis arena
swag
seats. They're going to be the ones to that are going to just take and they'll buy up a section of seating and they'll put it somewhere in their house. A lot of people will have like their quote unquote man cave.
Yeah.
And a lot of them will be collectors. There are a lot of collectors, and if you go in their basements, which would be their man cave, they have sports memorabilia everywhere.
Right.
And setting up against a wall are going to be seats from Joe. Surrounded by a whole bunch of Red Wing stuff.
Yeah.
I actually want to look in to see how much they're going to sell them for, because I wouldn't mind getting a set.
That would be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
I'd want to buy other stuff from that place, too.
I can't quite fit in those seats.
They are tiny.
They are very small.
I remember that.
Yeah, but could you imagine,
seats.
like, over there by my pool table, I get rid of that big table, I put a set of seats over there and a nice bar, and...
Oh, it'd be great. No, it looks sick.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I couldn't use them.
Honestly, that's gonna be like a good big last hurrah for them. You know, getting money from selling off parts of the stadium.
People will do it too. That place
like
is a legacy.
Right, like selling the seats to it.
Oh, they do.
Or,
that is something that they do when they close down an arena. They'll usually sell the seats.
Okay, then we need to take our hats off for the Pontiac Silverdome because they have treated that thing like trash.
Oh yeah.
Since the Lions left.
Ever since it closed, like the Silverdome, literally, it's like a ghost town stadium.
Was that the Lions stadium that one time and like the roof collapsed and like a bunch of snow poured in?
No, that was Minnesota.
Okay.
But the Metrodome in Minnesota and the Silverdome in Pontiac both had the same kind of construction. It was it was kind of like one of those
golf domes.
Yeah, golf blimps, right? Where it's just pressurized, same kind of thing, but
they had some general basic supports along the roof, but essentially it was actually the pressure of the air inside that held the
dome up.
Yeah,
the dome.
But because it fell into a state of disuse, no one really paid attention to it and noticed any tears. Right. I mean, I think my dad said that thing went for sale for under $1 million.
Yeah.
It's like what, $200,000 just to get rid of it.
Well, and then the sad thing is the
Isn't
palace.
It still standing?
It's still, but they haven't gotten rid of it. But I mean, like, for the city to purchase it, it was like $200,000. The stadium itself cost like quite a few million to put up.
Yeah.
Back in the day, so it's just like.
Well, it's kind of like with the building of this new arena.
Yeah.
The Palace of Auburn Hills is going to be closed, and they're going to tear that down.
I actually
I didn't know they were tearing down.
Actually, from what I've heard, they're thinking about putting offices in the palace.
In the palace?
In the palace, using it primarily as office space, and then having stuff in there every once in a while. But I don't know what they would do.
I heard from an inside source that the guy who owns it wants out. They.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I mean, like someone's going to purchase it.
Oh, if somebody purchases it and uses it for So
do you mean like storage or something?
Here's my thought.
I don't. I'm not totally sure. All I've heard is that they want to continue using it because it's still a nice stadium.
It's still in immaculate condition.
Yeah.
It's an awesome condition. And
surprisingly for how old it is now.
It's actually not that old. It's fairly young for arenas.
It is, but at the same time, it still kind of looks a little bit like the Joe.
It's one of the youngest, actually.
Yeah.
Now here's my problem with this big fancy new arena. So you have the Little Caesars Arena going in, okay? They're going to host the Detroit Pistons and the Detroit Red Wings, right?
Uh-huh.
Right.
Their seasons fall pretty much in a line.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So you're going to have Pistons, Wings, Pistons, Wings, Pistons, Wings, Pistons, Wings. Where are you going to fit concerts in? Because that's all takes place during winter, okay? So you're going to have all these games going on during the winter, okay? And that's when you usually have concerts at the Palace.
Right.
Or at an indoor arena is during the winter. You have a couple occasionally during the summer, but primarily in the winter is when you have them.
Right.
Okay? Now, if you do have concerts in the summer, they're going to be at DTE because it's an outdoor venue.
Yeah.
Now, my question, with both those teams in there and all those games being played, how are they going to fit concerts in? Because the takedown concerts are going to be like, hell no, I'm not. You're not going to put stuff down and we're going to put up this stadium or this.
They might just have to find a whole new place.
Well, I'm wondering if somebody actually does buy the Palace, they could keep it pretty like it could. They could
turn quite a bit of profit.
You could
if
from
you
concerts.
Just used it as a concert venue,
like a concert hall
during the winter.
Yeah, I mean you can do a multitude of other things in there too. You could. I mean, and
I had said even at one point put just a low, not like a semi-pro team or something in there.
Yeah.
Like there's an arena that we have in Flint. It was called the Piranha Arena. It's been that for years.
Yeah.
It used to have the Flint Generals in it, which is a semi-pro team. There were actually people who left the Red Wings and kind of faded off from hockey, got back into the Flint Generals, made it back to, or there were people who go from the Generals to the Red Wings.
Nice.
Before they sold the team. But that just kept the arena open. That that would keep they would have games, and this place used to be packed.
Yeah.
And since they sold the Generals, they've been trying to find a team to replace them, and they went through a team called the Warriors, and that was kind of a flop. Now they have the Firebirds. The Flint Firebirds are actually taking off. There's radio stations covering them.
Yep.
There's it's a pretty big deal around here. So you could get a team like that in there. It's a premium arena, and you could pretty much do anything with it, I think.
Right, yeah, you could.
If you look at who used to use it, as far as it wasn't just the Pistons that used it. It's not like a football arena.
Yeah.
Where you can really usually only do football unless you.
No, you can do hockey in there. No,
you can, but it's usually only football.
I know.
That's what I mean. But with the Palace, it had a whole bunch of different uses. Not just concerts and Pistons, but back when the Shock was still around.
Yeah, I remember the Shock.
Detroit, instead of being over in Grand Rapids.
You could do car shows.
You used to have when Detroit had an arena football team.
Right.
You played there. So there's a bunch of stuff you can do with it that doesn't just isn't just basketball or.
You just need to find someone with the right vision for that. Because one of the things that I just found out about the Palace is, did you know on those beams, you know how they get those giant support beams right in the middle of the walkway, the concourse?
Yeah.
When you go up the stairs, if you turn and look, there's a TV screen right there that tells you how long the bathroom line is, at what section, how long the beer line is at what section, and how long the food line is at what section.
How do they even
Okay,
know
now
that?
that's awesome.
So it tells you where the shortest line is.
I don't know how they know that though.
Cameras,
Technology.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard it, and just the
It's techie
plain
magic.
answer is technology.
Techie magic.
I just imagine that one guy whose job is to just look at a TV screen
No,
and count
they have
people.
sensors.
Okay.
They have between cell phone signals.
There's an old man sitting in a
That's what I was thinking. Say
full of TVs going.
2, 3.
That young man just has to pee. That'll take the countdown. By one. This woman looks like she's been holding in a doorstop for the past 5 hours. So this line's gonna have to increase a little bit.
No, but
flip the switch.
That was something that I just found out, and that's because my aunt took a job there working concessions, and we were going there for that Ariana Grande concert, free concert, and I texted my aunt because she'd let me know she was working there. She said, "Hey, if you're ever there, let me know. I'll get you a couple little cheaper food and things like that."
Yep.
I'm like, okay, cool. So I texted her and I said, "Hey, you working today?" She was like, "Well, I was supposed to, and I'm here, but I'm not." I said, okay, so we met up and we talked for a little bit, and
I'm here. I'm not.
Well, she wanted the day off.
Yeah.
Because my cousin was back from college, so she wanted the day off, and she called her boss, but her boss never responded, so she came in.
Mm-hmm.
And her friend that she rode with was like, "Hey, if you tell them you need a day off, you just tell them and then don't come in."
Yep.
That's just how it works. They're not going to get back with you, and then just they'll tell you, they'll put you out on the new schedule, or you just work the next days that you're scheduled to work.
Yep.
And so my aunt's like, okay, so she was trying to arrange a ride, and she couldn't get a hold of anybody. Which she's like, what if I was dead? Nobody would know. But she was telling me, she's like, here's a couple tips, and she told me that, and I said, no way. And I looked up, and there was a screen there, and sure as damn, we followed the screen because it tells you where the lowest beer line is, what section.
Sure enough,
we went to that section, and it was the shortest beer line.
What do you know?
But.
Awesome.
What do you know? They know what they're doing.
But I heard they're not putting that in the Little Caesars arena, which I think would be a big flop.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a mistake.
As a beer drinker.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Me too.
I need to know where the nearest beer line is.
As a professional semi-alcoholic, I would like to know where I can get the fastest alcohol from.
I'd also like the TV to tell me where the best beer is, like the strong stuff. Like Miller Lite.
No. At concerts,
down the hall and about 3 miles to the right.
Yeah, no. Here's a trick that I've learned since I turned 21 and started drinking at concerts. You pregame the good stuff in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, you do.
So there was one summer that I kept a cooler, not in my trunk, but I kept a cooler made up, and I would just keep throwing ice in it because we had a whole bunch of concerts we had to go to. So I just kept beer in there and other drinks.
Yeah.
And I would put it in my trunk for concerts, we would get there a little bit early. We'd pop the trunk. We'd have a couple beers. Got a good buzz going on, okay? Then we would go in and have the crappy beer for $10, which is already overpriced.
Right.
Yeah.
Rather than, because I have found, like, I drink Sam Adams, okay? I went to a concert, and I'm like, oh, they got Sam Adams. Big mistake. It was like $20.
Oh,
like,
yeah, it's
Oh,
expensive, man.
You see, I usually just go
except for Comerica Park, because they have a bar built into
Yeah, I've
Comerica
been there,
Park.
actually.
And that was actually kind of cool, because my girlfriend and I were like, great, what are we going to do? The doors aren't open, and we look over, and they're like, it's like bar. And
Yeah.
we're like,
You
can
see,
we get in through the, and then we see the x-ray machines or the metal detectors. We're like, ha! So then they scanned our ticket right there. We went through the metal detector. We went to the bar. We had a few drinks, and the prices were pretty reasonable there.
Nice.
You know what? I think I remember going to the bar at Comerica.
Yeah, I've been there
And then once the doors opened, they put a little booth out that sold some of the cheaper beers. Because like I was drinking Sam Adams in, and nowhere in Comerica Park except for that little booth can you buy Budweiser, Bud Light, or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's all Coors Light, Miller Light.
I find that
and-
most stands actually sell the Labatt's Blue, which is usually what I drink at events.
Whoa.
You don't like Labatt? I love Labatt's.
Ugh.
I can't go wrong with it. Like I went to
It's a
2
dependent
years
thing for me.
2 years ago. I
It's a
went
what?
to
It's a depends thing for me. Like depends on if I want it today or not.
right. You see, for
Yeah.
me, like I went to the Monster Jam like 2 years ago, and I actually got lucky, and I ended up hitting both Monster Jams in the same month, and it was awesome. And there was a stand right by our seats, and we downed a couple of Labatt's throughout the whole show, and it was great. The show was great. I love Monster Jam, and it's nice to drink, have a beer while you watch.
Once I'm at some Fireball before a Tigers game.
That would be
Spread a
fun.
Flask.
That would
Oh
be
my
fun.
god, Fireball is just bad.
I don't think it's that bad. I've had worse.
Fireball's good.
You haven't woken up next to a toilet after drinking it yet, then?
No, I haven't.
Wait.
I did, and I had Kraken.
Was that here?
No, it was not
Oh,
here.
okay.
No. I haven't had Fireball.
Because you
in
threw
years.
up that night too.
Every person I know who's gone through a Fireball phase stopped drinking Fireball after one fateful night where they ended up waking up next to a toilet.
I never got that bad with it.
I think I'm proud to say the only time I ever threw up while I was drinking was when I got food poisoning.
Good.
And that was
I am proud of you.
and that's because I
You
got
were
food
drinking
poisoning.
with food poisoning?
No, I was drinking and ate something that gave me food poisoning.
Oh.
Because I made a
he
very-
was drinking because of the food poisoning.
No,
It's like, I'm going to be miserable. I might as well not be coherent through it.
the drinking resulted in the food poisoning because I was drinking and I made a dumb decision to eat something that both my sister and my girlfriend told me was going to give me food poisoning.
And
and
it gave
lo-
you food
So
poisoning.
so you didn't listen, and you suffered.
In my drunken stupor, I did not listen,
Surprise.
and I suffered.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, really.
I have
But-
a few times.
But I recovered. I didn't eat pizza for a while after that.
Pizza give you food poisoning?
Oh, it was bad.
I've never heard.
I've had pizza give me the runs, but I've never had people give me food. poisoning.
Well,
I've never had.
See,
I've never gotten food.
It
food
gave
poisoning.
me the runs on top of Shish Mountain.
so
I didn't make it back. I
here is
those are a pair of shorts I will never get back.
here,
I got food poisoning around New Year's this year because Taco Bell. I got out of work late, hit
Yeah, it
up
would be
Taco
Taco
Bell,
Bell.
and
It
got
would
food
be.
poisoning. Needless to say, I did not go back to Taco Bell for at least a month.
I'm glad
you
you
should
did.
never go back there.
Well, I never went back to that particular Taco Bell again.
Anyway, so when I left Michigan, because I was in North Carolina, when I left Michigan, my grandma's,
Yeah.
we had to swing by my grandma's to pick up us. Oh no, I was living there at the time. So we were about to leave, and my grandma was like, "Well, I just got, she was out. She's like, I just got you a pizza." I'm
Okay.
like, she's like that we can split, and I'm like, okay,
Okay.
we got to leave, but how about I take half and then you take half? And I ate a couple slices. I'm like, oh, along the way, great snack.
Yeah.
So along the road, I had a couple slices. Had one left over, I think.
Yeah.
And I'd been there for about a day or two, and my cooler was out on the front
You ate 2-day-old unrefrigerated pizza. I am just upset
Well-
you didn't die.
porch. So I thought it
That
was
sounds really
refrigerated
bad.
because it was in a cooler, which I thought still had ice in it.
Wrong.
I was wrong. It did not have ice.
I was
in it.
wrong. I was so wrong.
You
Now
made
do
a
you see why I
mistake.
got food poisoning?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see it.
You have horrible foresight,
I'm
sir.
surprised you didn't have like a piece of pepperoni stuck in your colon, like just waging a war with your insides.
Well, it sure felt
Yeah, it
like
sure
that.
felt like it.
For 24 hours. The next day, have you ever been sick
Yes.
and like throwing up all the time, and then you get that one good time that you just throw up, and then you feel immediately better.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
had that.
Kinda.
I had that the second day, like.
That's usually me. I'm never sick for more than a day. My immune
Well,
system just kicks me
my-
right back.
my sister,
every
my
time I
gir-
get sick.
My sister and my girlfriend were out getting food because they're like, well, what do you want for dinner? I'm like, I don't know. They're like, well, let's get something light. We figured something out. So they were out at the store. My little nephew was trying to take care of me, which was really adorable.
How old is he?
I don't know.
You don't know how old your nephew is?
No.
Old enough to take care of you.
Old enough to try to take care of me.
Adorable.
Oh, it was still adorable.
And not be creepy.
And so what it was is, and so and then I ran to the bathroom, threw up, and I felt so much better. I think it got whatever was left in my stomach.
I've done that before. Like I've thrown up on purpose to feel better if I was sick.
I've had that happen with like a shart, and that's about it. But I've never had it happen with
Oh my God.
barf.
It's like I just have to get this out of my system.
Oh.
Yeah, I did like the whole thing, like the finger. and
Oh
everything.
God, no, I've never done the
Oh
finger.
wow, you've done the thinker to
Yeah.
ease it out. That's
Mm.
I give you props, my friend.
Right.
I
Nope,
felt
I've
really
never
bad
wanted
that
to
day.
throw up that bad. Nope.
Oh, sorry.
That is my nephew.
Oh yeah, it makes it adorable still.
Yep, he's adorable.
So
But I have one question for you.
hopefully I have an answer.
How did we get onto
I have
you
no.
barfing from
I have no
a
idea.
special needs kid with blockbuster rack?
I
I'm
know
sure there's
that-
some movie.
I know-
Welcome
I
to
know-
Topic Talks,
I
where we
know-
go off on tangents.
I know the arc of which we got to this part of the story.
I don't even.
But
How do we land?
how do
Where's the
you
landing?
land with
I
that?
don't know.
Where's the
Let's-
landing pad?
And we're back.
And we're back to where we started.
Thank
Well,
you
you
for
know
listening
what?
to
You
these
won't
messages.
believe what this dad did to his son.
Right. Well,
And you see, that would have been a good segue with your nephew taking care of you, but
Right. No. Anyway, I do have a couple more things to say. Anyway, so they
Yeah.
recreated that blockbuster thing. I think this was a fabulous idea.
Yeah.
And they did say that you know when it comes to autism, there's only a very few wins that you'll get.
Yep.
And they're like, we're gonna throw this in the win column because.
Oh yeah, it's a win. It's a huge win.
Oh yeah. Well, he wasn't really that upset either. Once he saw what they had done.
Yeah.
He was like, he just saw Blockbuster,
Oh,
so he was
Blockbuster.
happy. He's like,
Yeah.
great,
Oh, Barney.
you see, this story basically makes me want to, if I ever have a nice house with enough space, I want to get myself like a big shelf, and I actually want to do like a display space case style.
How about
for my
this? You
movies.
make a room.
Are you gonna start selling
here's
them?
a question. Here's the more important question before your question. Do you plan on getting married anytime in your life?
At some point.
Then you better say goodbye to that dream.
Right.
Oh.
And if you do you promise to stock all the new movies? In which case, I will be making a visit to your house to borrow all the newest movies that
That's
come
the
out.
only time you will ever see her, and you will not see him to hang out. You will not see him to drink. You will just see him when
Hey,
he
Mark,
comes
can I
to your
borrow this
house.
movie?
And every movie will
When he
be
comes to
overdue.
borrow.
Every movie will be overdue.
Like, Aaron, I gave you this movie 2 months ago.
I'll just
I
wait.
want to
I'll
watch
just,
it.
I'll just
Mark
You're
sends
gonna
him
do.
an
He's
email.
gonna do what people did with Blockbuster. He's just gonna wait for your house to get repossessed, so he doesn't have to owe you the.
Or he's just gonna
The
call you
DVD.
politely.
See, I like what
Like 7 years
or
down
what,
the road, you get a bill in the mail for like $3,000 for a
What-
late fee.
what Redbox does. Have you
Yeah.
guys rented from Redbox and ended up owning one?
No.
I have
Nope.
had that luxury.
I've done that with books though for school. It's like, oh,
I know.
crap,
I
didn't
know.
write
I've heard
to
of
it.
people taking the Redbox, the case it comes in,
Yeah.
putting a blank DVD in the Redbox case. Like they put like
It
a
won't
blank
work.
CD. It won't. I've heard of it happening.
Because if you look, you notice that there's like kind of a weird barcode looking thing around the inside of the actual CD. And then there's a hole in that same spot. That's how it scans the unless they peeled that off the DVD somehow, put it on the new one, and then
I'm sure there's people who are smart enough to do that.
I'm sure there are. I am probably one of them, but I do not use Redbox.
You see, I'm one of the people. I'm smart enough to just not use Redbox and like just use streaming services.
see, I use Redbox because sometimes because I have Netflix.
Yep.
But sometimes Redbox has movies that
True.
Netflix doesn't.
Another
Yeah.
beautiful streaming device is a Amazon Fire Stick. I love it.
Yeah, it's a cool thing.
Anytime I want to watch anything, I can just use my Fire Stick.
Or if you're not afraid of getting viruses, you can use Views online.
There is that.
But if you're afraid of getting viruses, I don't recommend using it because there's a slight chance you'll get one.
There was another website that I used to use. It was like called Project Free TV, and it had TV shows.
I remember that.
Or there's LetMeWatchThis.com.
That was that the one that you told me about?
I think no. I'm the one I turned you on to was Watch Cartoon Online.
That is the best.
Yeah, that's
The
the best.
There's
cartoons.
another part where it's like watch anime online too.
Yeah, that one's.
There's
not
also
as bad.
Anime Static, Kiss Cartoon.
It has all the
Oh, yeah.
original Pokemon.
It has
Hey.
like all the Batman cartoons. Too.
Netflix has the original animated series.
It has
Well,
first.
it only has like the
season.
first couple seasons of it. It goes up
Has
to like
the
episode
Indigo
56.
League.
There's actually like 80 or 90 something episodes of Indigo League.
Are they missing it?
Yeah,
They have
just
it.
haven't got
they,
it yet.
They have it to like
Yeah,
episode
I don't
like 56.
think Ash goes to the league in Netflix.
There's no reason for
their
them not to
episodes.
have it. I mean,
There isn't.
Pokemon
Well,
Indigo
it's-
League ended like when we were what 6?
I think we talked about this a few weeks ago. We were talking about Netflix taking away an ad and stuff. They were randomly taking away American Dad season like 7. There's like 11 or 12 seasons of American Dad, and everyone's sitting there go, why are you taking away season 7?
The one thing that
Of all the things you can take away season 12. That makes the most logical sense. At least there's no continuity breakup. You decide to take away 7.
It's kind of like when my mom bought me Fast and the Furious. She bought me 2, 3, 4.
And that's it.
She did the first one.
No, and then the numbers are on the back of the spine.
Fast and Furious of all the series.
And the numbers are on the back of the spine. So I'm staring at my I'm like, what do I want to watch? And I see 2, 3, 4. I'm
Aaron,
like,
you
not
realize-
watching though.
Aaron, you realize she did that specifically to Bob.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
She claimed she couldn't find one, but I had no problem the next Christmas going to Walmart, going through their used DVDs.
That's like getting your Star
and
Wars 2,
finding
4, and 6.
True.
Or just getting like episode 2.
Okay, so check this out. The day after Black Friday, I went into Walmart because you know how they always have that giant spread of
Welcome
DVDs.
to Walmart. Get your crap and get out.
I went to Walmart and bought the one of Fast and the Furious plus the entire rest of the series and finished off my Harry Potter series. And my mom's claimed that she couldn't find the first Fast and the Furious movie. And she was shopping at Walmart on Black Friday. I think I am too.
Hashtag Walmart crowd.
Oh. Let me tell you what.
I've never been terribly impressed with the Walmart crowd.
Yeah, I tried to never step into one.
I
like
go
Walmart.
to Walmart to look at the people.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, look at it.
No, I like Walmart because they are actually.
If you say they are a good, honest company, I will slap
I
the
know, right?
I
piss
wasn't.
out of you.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to
gonna-
say they have very cheap prices, and when you
They do.
I haven't
cheapest
been in
prices
Walmart
you can
in
get.
years. To be
I
honest.
mean, that's what that one South Park
That's-
episode
you
is
mean-
all about.
Yes, I love that episode.
Can you,
So
every
cheap,
time you
Stan.
We were just watching we were talking about South Park on the way over here.
Yeah.
And we were talking about our favorite episodes, and I put out there that my favorite South Park episode was the World of Warcraft episode.
I like
I mean,
good
where they're all
times with
just sitting back
weapons.
going,
How do you kill that which has no life?
I like the one when they get the ninja weapons though. Like Kenny throws a star. at
Yeah,
his
and they
eye.
have like the little animated cutscenes
I
where
don't-
they
I don't know. I think I like the one where they get they all get the what type of it was like testicular cancer. Or whatever. They were
Yeah,
hopping
right.
around.
yeah, walk around.
or,
with their giant-
Randy or Stan's dad's walking around going, Buffalo
Oh,
Yeah.
Soldier! We were
He
talking
has,
about
like,
that
a
on the way over.
wheelbarrow.
Yep.
Heart
Yeah.
of America.
Randy, what
Ladies, my eyes are up here.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I have elephantitis in my balls.
They're hopping around on like hippity.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
that was great, but I love the part where he's just like walking down the street with
Wheelbarrow.
his balls in a wheelbarrow and a joint sticking out of his mouth.
Yeah, that part's great.
Oh, it's great.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
It's
South
great.
Park.
Love South Park.
How did we
Guys,
get on South Park?
Same reason we got on to
Me throwing up on pizza.
We were talking about
Yeah.
streaming
on
services.
with pizza.
And we were talking about shows that are, I don't know.
I
Listen,
mean,
Aaron, you
I
know
like-
our thing is
but
going off on tangents.
you know who got two of something that was really big that wasn't Powell's?
What?
A kid at a 4-H fair.
Hey, That's not really what it was, but okay.
Oh well, I was mistaken. I misread.
We'll go with that.
Miscommunication.
So the story that they've been trying to get to is a story about a dad who had an unbelievable surprise for his son. His son hasn't really been able to do much. He lives on a farm, so his parents own a farm. They've got cows, chickens, goats, things like that. And so his dad really needed help on the farm.
Yeah.
So every day after school, he'd go home, do his homework, and go work on the farm.
On the farm.
And so he didn't get to do anything. And one of his favorite teams of all time is if I can find them, the Cubs.
Cubbies.
No.
The Cubbies.
It's a good team.
I think. No.
Good team.
Yes, the Cubs.
Yes, the Cubs.
So he's obviously he's a Cubs fan, huge Cubs fan, but he hasn't been able to see a game.
Yeah.
And he had been working so hard, for a little while. My screen jumped.
Gotta
Like
love
really
it.
bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, he'd been working for a while with his dad, and like I said, not being able to do anything. So his dad wanted to give him a surprise, and the surprise was a set of tickets to a Cubs game.
Really?
Yeah, no, his
Nice.
dad is like, I'm gonna take a day off, and you and I are gonna go to the Cubs game.
That's awesome.
The best part about this was this kid's reaction. He just immediately breaks down and starts bawling. He's like,
Oh,
"Oh
I'm
my god!"
That's awesome.
You see, that's like that's what I imagine as a reaction if I were to get like my girlfriend like a puppy. Like
Yeah,
I know.
same-
I feel like 80% of like girls out there that if their boyfriend just surprises them with an adorable little puppy, like the best reaction, which is typically the usual reaction, is that they cry and it's adorable.
Most people cry and they get a puppy.
So what basically Mark has just said is the happiest point in his he can
God.
be is when he sees
It's
a
tears
woman
of joy.
crying.
It's tears of joy. Oh my god, no, because it's like tears of joy.
It's
okay, Mark. We all got our kinks.
Do people call you Ray Rice?
Oh my god, savage.
No, anyway, so he made.
But this kid worked his butt off to get these tickets up.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Because he had 2 pigs that got to show in the 4-H fair.
Yep. 2 kids that get, or 2 pigs, the kids.
Two.
Two.
He got 2 kids, 2 other people from his elementary school to walk around on all 4.
What state was
Spider
this?
Pig.
Spider Pig does whatever a spider pig does.
Anyway,
Can
Can
swing
swing
from a
web?
web?
No, he can't, because he's the pig. Go, Spider Pig.
anyway, so his older sister wrote to ABC News, which is where I got this from, and said that he made the travel baseball team again this year and has been busy with the regular season, travel team, farm, chores, Cub Scouts, and the honor roll. He's an honor roll student, so he was doing a little other things.
Kid,
but
calm down. Seriously, you're gonna
Right.
wear yourself.
he sounds like my schedule.
Leave something for the rest of us to like look forward to.
Anyway, so he was so busy with all that he'd never been able to go to a Cubs game.
Yeah.
And they also said that it will be the first time he's watching the Cubs in person for the first time at Wrigley. What are you guys doing?
I looked to the right and I made eye contact with your cat licking its balls. And it just
It just
Yeah,
looked at him
like-
and then went back to licking his balls.
You like what you see there, big guy?
You like
you
that?
like watching these fuzzy balloons?
I should just pay you to walk around all day and tell me what Edison is saying, and I will laugh.
Is this a male cat or is this a female
It's
cat?
a male
Well,
cat.
judging
Okay.
from the idea that he was just
Wait.
licking
Hold
his
up. What
balls-
is his name?
I don't know his name.
Oh, it's Edison.
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 I'll see. So you could have said Addison.
Second point is you were just watching him lick his balls.
I don't know if he has any.
You know he's obviously a female if he has balls.
Well, I couldn't tell. I only assumed that.
I don't think he has any balls.
So
I think he was neutered.
he was neutered.
So he was licking what he
just
wishes
plays
was his
pretend.
balls.
Right.
It's like, man, I miss these puppies.
I remember those.
Remember?
Anyway, no, so this kid has been working really hard. So his dad decided it would be a great thing to just surprise his son with these tickets. And like I said, the reaction was
Great.
It's priceless. Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a great reaction. He was just breaking down. He's like, "For real?
Yeah.
Like, is this Is this really
now
happening?
remember, you got 15 more years of hard labor before we go see another one.
I know,
You
right?
better get on it, son.
This time you gotta have 4 pigs.
If you want to ever see Wrigley Field again, you'll double your efforts to make sure 4 of them get in next time.
the like
What you get a pig for every H in that fair, and you will go to see a Cubs game.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do.
Nice.
I like.
Nice,
I prefer the Archer one with
Make me want to watch Babe now.
the Archer one with Krieger, where he makes a radioactive like deadly pig, and he ends it. He's all right, and then shoots it. Then he's like, "That'll do, Piggly. That'll do."
Nice.
Oh my god. I have not watched much of Archer, but I heard it's really good.
Oh
Same
my
here.
gosh, you need to catch up.
Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna try to play a clip of this video. We'll see how this works out.
It's not.
It's going to work out.
It's gonna work out.
One way to find out.
What's that?
How you'd react when they knew you were tired, but you never once complained. You helped, worked hard. What's wrong? What's wrong? Tired?
Yeah, I'm freaking tired.
Well,
I know, right?
It's kind of fun having all this stuff. It keeps you busy, doesn't it? So, this is something here that you and I are going to do.
He's
And it's
putting a
gonna
lot of
take a whole
effort
day
into
to
just
do it.
talking. That's
I know,
gotta be.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, do you want to do it?
It's like, just get on
You
with
sure?
it.
You don't even know what it is.
I know.
But you want to do it?
Yeah, anything
Be
to get it
careful
off
and
this
open that
freaking farm.
It's already open. Just pull that out real careful. Just real careful. Nope.
Nope.
No,
He's like about to rip the
You'll
ticket.
tear it
You
right
sure?
in twain.
You sure? No matter what
Yes.
Yes. Yes. That was a horrible high five, but it counts.
Is that him?
That'll do, pig. What's that a
What is
pig?
it called?
They're standing in the barn.
Okay, I thought he burped.
Yeah, I was confused.
What is it? Me and Daddy are going to Wrigley
What are they
Field.
playing?
The Cardinals, the St. Louis Cardinals.
Good game.
That's a great game.
It would be nicer if it had been White Sox tickets or Cubs versus White Sox. That'd be awesome.
So we just listened through all that
Hey.
just to hear a child cry.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
It was to add
it's
effect.
better than hearing a woman cry. Gosh.
Yeah, Mark.
Oh my god.
I know. I'm glad that he was able to have such a. I'm glad he was able to give something to his son that meant that much to him.
Right.
I would tell Dad to speed up the process a little bit.
Yeah.
Today, Junior.
No, you've been working hard,
It's like dozing off.
and I know you're tired, and then like 5 seconds later, what's wrong? Are you tired? You just said he was tired.
No, it was funny because if you watch the kid like leaning over because they were in the barn
Yeah.
and they're outside of the gate and the kid's standing on the gate and he just like leans over. That's why he's like, are you tired? And like, you want to do this another time?
Yeah.
So if you watch the video, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, the dad was like, yeah. So you know that? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
So are you sure you're okay?
You're looking funny.
Well, I got a surprise. Are you positive you are okay?
He's trying to build it up, but he's just such a low energy person. It's just like, are you sure you want to do this?
Bueller.
Yeah, I know, right?
Bueller.
Like the monotone going on there,
Phenomena.
Would you like to go to a place to do something? Are you very certain you want to go do
you want
this?
to go do
Are
the
you
most
sure?
exciting thing of your
Do
life?
you
the
want
thing
to build
you
a
dream-
snowman?
Just picture him at these. Just picture
Doesn't
him at
have
the
to be
baseball
a
games, too.
snowman.
Okay, bye.
I can just imagine.
Well, I have a ballroom with no ball.
I can just imagine so many different lines from that movie in particular. If they just been said a little more sassy, like the snowman. Oh, hi, I'm Olaf. Oh, did Elsa make you? Yeah. I'm a freaking talking snowman. What do you think?
Oh, that's great. Just adding sarcasm to like movie scripts is great.
Just a little bit. You don't need much. You just need a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Elsa, did you make this? Did you see the snowman? You think I can't do this? Yeah, Anna, I did.
I feel like Anna was very clueless in that movie.
She got tricked. She got like double crossed, like by the guy that she thought she was gonna like.
Yeah, but
marry.
she was sheltered. She hadn't.
Yeah, but I kind of saw that plot coming like a mile away.
True,
right?
But
no, but she had never experienced a dude before. She was locked up in a castle.
She never experienced a dude before.
Yeah. Okay. Look, how do you think
she? Oh, so do you mean like she never experienced a dude trying to rustle her jimmies?
No,
is what you're saying.
Well, partly, but there's also the fact that she has never seen, like, her dad died. You don't know what kind of servants were in that castle.
I'm sure they weren't all female servants. I have a hankering suspicion that there were some males around the castle.
But it didn't look like there was anybody around the castle when you watched the movie.
This is true, and that's a problem. What happened?
And then they got all these plates.
You know, these people, the king and queen died. And we haven't really given an age for their daughters, but we'll assume that they're in their 20s by the time the end of this movie comes around.
I was going to say, how old do you think they are?
Honestly, when the parents died, I think Elsa was probably like 16, now I was like 13. I think supposed to be.
When they died, I thought they were younger than that. I thought they were like 8 years old.
How much?
I've only seen the movie
I mean,
once.
it's either that or when they're fully grown, they're in their 30s and still living together in a castle.
Yeah,
I would live in a freaking castle till I'm 150.
I know, but by yourself, completely secluded with no one else?
Yes.
I
don't think you understand how lonely I am all the time. That would be perfect.
Or you can have booby traps in your castle,
or you could just have boobies.
Booby traps.
You could be like Jessica Rabbit and have actual booby traps.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like you just fall into a hole.
No, anyway, so...
Sometimes when there's boobies around, you fall into a hole.
Oh, that's lovely.
You already got the mature rating as it is for playing the Fat Man anthem at the beginning.
Anyway,
it's too late. It's already off the rails.
No, so you got to think about how old were they when they came out of that castle? Like, she'd never seen a dude before. She's like, jumps on the first one she sees, pretty much.
Basically.
I mean,
I gotta admit the little scene where they're riding in the thing through the snow, and he's asking all these questions that have a double meaning.
Yeah.
And every kid's like, "Oh, he doesn't have big shoes," and every adult's going.
You know what? I'm gonna have to watch this movie again because I only saw it once and I was only half paying attention because I was busy babysitting.
How could you only watch it once?
Because my niece was watching. Babysitting.
Now who needs to speed it up?
Oh, whatever. Anyways, I have to go back and rewatch it then because I
watched it like 5 times.
I don't.
I've only watched it once.
I've seen it once too.
I heard they're coming out with. You know what? I heard they're coming out with a sequel, aren't they?
They're supposed to be, yeah.
Probably.
I mean, it is literally the biggest grossing Disney movie ever.
I think Wreck-It Ralph is their best.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is. The biggest grossing Disney movie. I think it was.
I don't know. I think some of the older ones were probably.
Especially if you include all the stuff, all the merch that went with that movie.
Oh my god!
You had stuff flying off the shelves for over a year.
Oh yeah.
Frozen is still a big thing. I mean,
people go back and watch it today.
I have Olaf and Anna sitting on my freaking...
It's the thing that made people think Idina Menzel could sing. So
she can sing. Choosing Wicked.
Frozen was an instant classic.
That does not mean you can sing.
She's an awesome... Have you...
I have heard her sing, and it's not... Let It Go is going to be her,
claim to fame.
It is going to be the Melty Clock picture.
Most people know her from Wicked.
Over the age of
maybe 40. But
Anyway.
Anyways, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it though,
yeah.
because it was a good movie. Like
Olaf
it
was my favorite.
I just wasn't paying fully attention to it.
I like Wreck-It Ralph the most. From
Wreck-It Ralph was
out of the
good.
movies.
Yes, it was.
That was a great movie. And then, fun fact, did you know that Owl City did the theme song for that?
Yeah,
I did not.
Did you know that Fall Out Boy
was
did
really
like
good.
one of the main themes for Big Hero 6?
That's cool.
That doesn't surprise me either.
Did you know that? I think it was Fall Out Boy that did the. I think it was them that did the Jungle Book rehash.
Really?
Really?
I still have yet to watch the new
They
Jungle Book.
did a song. I don't know if I know it was
I
for
really
the
want
movie.
to.
I don't think it was in the movie, but it was the I Want to Be Like You. They remade that song.
Oh, they did like a.
Christopher Walken sings it in that movie.
Yeah,
'cause he was
that's why I
big
said
movie.
It's really weird.
That's why I said I don't
too.
think that they because actually in the movie there's no physical like band singing a song like
Yeah.
there wasn't it. But I think it was they remade it for the movie. Like
Yeah.
there's probably a soundtrack for the movie and
It
that's
was-
on it.
It was
Yeah.
weird though because I remember like he doesn't actually sing it in the movie. He just talks like Christopher Walken.
He kind of rhyme talks it.
He's
Yeah.
Christopher Walken.
I want to
and-
be like you.
Oh, I want to
human."
be like you. I want to walk like you and talk like you.
Yeah, like that.
To ooh.
Ooh, they do.
Ooh, bay do. I want to be like you. Ooh.
Yeah, that's the scene.
No, but I mean, I actually liked it for that because if they broke out in song and dance, I'm like, okay, well, it's
Not as realistic.
not as
I mean,
realistic.
for as realistic as they could have made it.
Yeah.
I guess they did okay.
But
They
it's
had
a giant
Louis
orangutan.
was a giant orangutan
Yeah.
that's supposed to be extinct. They went past the believable already.
That can talk too.
Yeah, well, not so much he can
No,
talk.
no,
but Mowgli understands. is
Right.
the thing.
he's
Yeah,
he's
sure.
kind of like
It's like Tarzan.
What's her name from the Wild Thornberries?
Eliza.
Eliza from the Wild
I don't
Thornberries.
think Mowgli has
sorry.
powers, so.
The only character
He
that
can
I loved
talk
from
to
that show
animals
was
now, can he?
Nigel. Nigel Thornberry was just gold.
Smashing.
Isn't that what's that
I
guy's
saw
name
this-
that voices him?
Tim Curry.
Yeah,
Tim Curry does it.
I
Yeah.
saw this amazing shower curtain. It was like online. It
Yeah.
showed Tim Curry, or not Tim Curry. It showed Nigel
Nigel.
Thornberry like showering or whatever, and instead of smashing, it said splashing.
Have you
you
have
had
you
a-
seen the one where they
It had a whole bunch of like ocean, like Disney characters and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And like all their faces were replaced with Nigel Thornberry's. Like he had like Ariel the Little Mermaid with Nigel's
Talk about a
face.
series you want to bring back.
How
It's
about
great.
Wild
how about have you
Thornberries.
seen the one with Magikarp face or where he replaces Magikarp's face?
Oh my god.
It's Nigel Thornberry on Magikarp. He goes splashing.
That's like one
Yes.
of the longest running memes for a while.
Oh, it is. And then in Skyrim, there's for the PC version, there's a mod you can do where all of your enemies have Nigel's face.
They look like
And
him, too.
I think there's another one where you can actually turn all the dragons into Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes, I've heard of that one.
I've seen one where they turn them into the ponies from MLP.
Oh my god.
Like you fight them as like Sapphire or whatever.
That's ridiculous.
No, but I mean, come on. How would you or would you not watch it if they brought back
Oh, I
Wild
told
Thornberries?
it's on Nick at Night.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wait, which one
Nick,
is?
Nickelodeon.
Like-
I can't remember. I don't know if it's straight up Nick, but there.
No,
there-
it's
there's it might be
it's called
Nick,
The Splat, and it's on from like midnight to
like 3 or 4.
3 o'clock in the morning, and they'll play like they've played Rugrats, they've
Hey
played
Arnold.
Hey Arnold, all that, Keenan and
Yeah.
Kel. Like I was going, oh my god!
Oh my gosh!
So,
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
but it's kind of like Inspector Gadget. Like, do you guys remember the original?
That was
Yeah, I
that was
remember
a little before me.
Wait, what was it?
The original
the
Inspector
original.
Gadget.
The original Inspector Gadget?
Yeah, I watched
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But I went through my new channels that I've got on AT&T,
Yeah.
and literally I saw Inspector Gadget and immediately hit the record button. I said, I'm recording this series.
Didn't he have like a DeLorean in the original cartoon?
Yeah.
It was like a
No.
DeLorean
No,
with like a
it
cop
was
paint job or
just
something.
an old beat up car.
It was just a beat up car that had like an eye on it.
That Penny
Hang on,
would
hang
drive
on.
too, which is weird because she's a kid.
I'm looking this up now.
Yeah. Penny's like a genius.
Yeah, she's like driving a car around.
She didn't drive the car, he drove the
I
car.
thought she drove it.
But he was very
sometimes.
clueless.
He was very.
Very clueless.
Yeah.
I
And
forgot
then-
about how like
Shit.
And then we had Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, I was about to say it's too bad that movie was horrible.
I don't know, I like that movie.
As a kid, I liked it, but I went back and saw it again.
It's pretty bad. When you
As an
look
adult,
back.
it's like I don't know how my parents. saw
Okay,
this movie.
think about the concept
Okay.
here for a second.
Tell me that
It is
doesn't
a
look
dude
like a
that is
cartoon
replaced
DeLorean.
but with robots that can pretty much pull whatever he wants to out of his body.
Yes, Will Smith did the exact same movie.
Did he? What movie?
iRobot.
Oh,
iRobot?
iRobot.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell me that doesn't look like a DeLorean.
That does look like a DeLorean. It does. The back half, especially the back half.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But
That's right. Case in point.
that's not what it always is.
You know what,
That
though?
was just one of
Even
the
worse
because
than-
it changed.
Oh, it's true.
That's true. But even
Yeah,
worse
he
than
had
the
like a
Matthew
red
Broderick live action one was when they did the sequel for
Oh,
it.
that I didn't watch it.
I did.
Well, I mean, I watched it, but I hated
I
it.
watched
I know
it.
about it.
It was
And
even worse.
It was a direct to DVD or direct to VHS.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
there you
Oh, yeah.
go.
And
It
it's just-
it didn't even hit theaters. I
Nope. They tried to change it up. Like, first of all, if you're gonna make like a sequel to a movie, at least
have
make
the
it-
original person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they did this different guy, and he had a
Who-
voice
to-
that
to
was
be-
similar to the cartoon.
To
Inspector
be honest,
Gadget,
French
but-
Stewart was more cartoony and more like
Yeah.
the cartoon.
It was. The second one
Matthew
was more
Broderick
like the
did the
cartoon.
exact same thing he always does.
Played Matthew Broderick.
I'm an awkward person that's not quite a man, but it's not a teenager anymore.
I know.
I'm somewhere in between. Even though I'm 40.
See, now there is a Matthew Broderick movie that I don't like, and it was because it was a remake of a movie that I love called The Music Man. Have you guys seen that?
No.
No.
So The Music Man, the concept behind it was there's this guy. It took place during the time of the traveling salesman.
Yeah.
And,
I saw the play The Traveling Salesman.
Well, it's just so it's kind of like that, but what it is there's this guy
Isn't
that's going around.
Isn't it based on the play The Music Man?
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
There was a movie that was created. I think the movie might have been the first thing, and then they made the play out of the.
I don't know.
Either way.
Regardless.
Anyways.
But how they made it, but the first one was phenomenal, and then you see the one with Matthew Broderick, and I'm like,
I thought,
because Disney was like, let's take it and redo it, and I'm like, no.
Can he sing?
He can sing. I mean, the movie as a whole wasn't bad, but it's one of those when you see the original and see the remake, you're like,
yeah.
One movie that caught a lot of hate with Matthew Broderick in it that I actually kind of liked was the Godzilla movie that he was in.
Oh, that's horrible.
A lot of people hated it. I thought it was okay.
That's even worse than Inspector Gadget.
I thought it was okay. But then again, like I didn't grow up with
Maybe it's just because I grew up with Godzilla as a kid.
Exactly,
I
I
can't
didn't.
respect that movie.
I did
I
not
can't
grow up with
respect
Godzilla.
any Godzilla movie. I feel like all of them are just trash.
It's you're the same with King
Yeah,
Kong.
but that's the point though. Like at least they
It's
know
supposed
that.
it's
with those
supposed to be a
movies.
B movie.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be.
it's
It's
just like-
not meant to be.
Well,
a
it's kind of
home
like
run.
King Kong. I feel like King Kong and
Yeah, that's why
Godzilla are in the same boat. It's like, okay, there's
Yeah.
been so many King Kong and Godzilla movies. I'm just gonna stop
And
watching
all the
them.
bad movies are the ones when they try and take it seriously. You know.
Yeah. Well, that and I think the issue with a lot of them is you look at the originals and they're clearly men in costumes.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Acting.
not King Kong.
No,
not the original King Kong.
No,
but I'm
King
talking about
Kong
the-
was
I'm talking-
real ape. I'm kidding.
The original
Lord.
the original Godzilla was a lot of it was costumes and stuff.
Yeah, it's always been a guy in a costume.
But then Matthew Broderick came around like, we'll CGI a Tyrannosaurus Rex in the middle of Manhattan, and he'll be 150 feet tall.
And then they came up with Jurassic Park. What was it? 50? When they
Jurassic World?
no. I'm
Jurassic-
talking the Jurassic Park movie
Oh,
3.
Jurassic Park 3.
that never ended. Like you're sitting there and they have it captured and it's on a boat and you're like, okay, the end of the movie, and then they're like,
Oh, you're talking
New
about
York
Lost
City.
World.
Oh, you're talking about two. You're talking
yeah.
about the Lost
Is that
World.
two?
That's two.
Yeah,
I lost count.
With Jeff Goldblum?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah,
true.
and they released it and it turned into a Godzilla movie.
That movie's like one of
Pretty
my
much did,
guilty
though.
pleasures.
Which
Like,
actually-
I know
No,
that's
it's so
people-
bad it's good.
Yeah.
People hate that movie
I love it.
because if
See-
you go back and watch it with the scene where the Tyrannosaurus breaks out, right?
Yeah.
If you go back and watch it, is that there's the
I know
people
where you're going with
the
this.
people act because when they
They're so
when they-
stupid.
when they get on the boat, right? When they get on the boat, they're because no one's answered the walkie-talkie. No one's what happened to
I
these
have
people?
a point about
Yeah.
that in a
and
second.
and they get into the steering area, right? The main area of the ship, where, like the captain is and all that stuff, and they're all dead, right? They're all just been viciously murdered,
I have
and
a point
everyone's
about
going
that.
like, "How did this happen?" And there's like, "Oh, it must have been the Tyrannosaurus." Like everyone's acting like it was the dinosaur.
Yeah.
But this dinosaur's been in the freaking boat the entire time.
Right.
No one's like,
I suspect foul play. I'm assuming someone is trying to ruin this or sabotage this operation from the inside out.
I can
Right.
tell you the truth behind that. The reason everybody on the boat was actually dead was actually because of a deleted scene that they took out of the movie.
That's not helpful, though.
What really happened
they should have kept
was
it
that
in.
there were actually raptors that got on the boat too, and they killed the entire crew, and they took it out as a deleted scene.
Oh, I did see that.
What happened
saw
to
that
the
too.
But
raptors?
yeah,
then?
then what happens to the raptors?
That's why they deleted it, because they didn't have the raptors in any other scene.
They never figured
They
out.
didn't
so
know how to
they
take care of
They're
it.
just like
It was
just-
too much of a problem. They didn't know how to fix
Yeah,
it.
they
it's
just
just
like,
sitting
oh
there,
crap, he dug even
It's like,
bigger
oh, holy
pothole.
crap, there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex running down like 51st Street. There's velociraptors on
It's like,
freaking-
okay, raptors on
on
the
the
mainland.
docks? What are you talking about?
Guys, there's raptors on the mainland. Good game. You know, we had fun while it lasted.
That's more
we're dead now.
terrifying.
You know what, though? The first part of that movie wasn't bad. Okay?
Yeah.
I
I
liked
just
it.
objected because if they would have ended with the boat sailing off, I would have been happy.
Yeah,
And
the
then
ending is bad.
and then I'm like, okay, cool, it's over. And I'm about to flip the channel, and it's like New York City. I'm like, oh, you've got to be freaking kidding
There's
me.
some really cringy scenes too. Like, remember the part the girl starts like spinning on the pole and like
Yeah.
jump
Oh, yeah.
kicks a raptor
Yeah.
and like gets impaled on a spike.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty corny.
But I mean, honestly, like the first half was okay. The second half was ridiculous. Great. I like 3 better. That was the one when they went back with.
3 was alright.
I hate 3.
Why?
You know why I hate 3?
Why?
They killed the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, by
They
Spinosaurus.
by a
They killed that
Spinosaurus.
At least
You didn't
he-
like the dinosaurs?
I thought it was awesome. I didn't think it had to kill the T-Rex.
Yeah, at least they fixed
Oh,
that
come on,
too
you gotta
in
put one
Jurassic
giant
World.
against the other.
No, you don't. Not when you never revisit it. It's like, we killed your childhood. I can't wait till Jurassic Park 4. There's no Jurassic Park 4. We just wanted to kill the T-Rex off because we
Yeah.
thought this guy was a lot cooler.
We wanted to make the Spinosaurus the new bad guy.
We was never heard from again.
It was it made an appearance later in the movie.
And then
And
they bring the Tyrannosaurus Rex back for Jurassic World like he is the ultimate. And it's like,
Yeah, doesn't he kill the Spinosaurus that time?
No, because here's what they did. When they made Jurassic World, they didn't pay any homage to Jurassic Park 2 or 3. They actually
I remember
when
one
they
guy
made the
has a
movie,
shirt.
they were making it as if
a direct
that-
sequel to the Jurassic
It was a
Park.
direct sequel to the first one. They made it as if the first or the second and third one didn't happen or didn't have to happen or whatever.
I'm
They didn't
so-
pay any homage to it.
I'm sorry, but if you have a 2 and a 3, you can't just come up with another movie
I know,
with a different
right?
name and
Yes, you can.
completely skip
This,
Yes,
yeah.
the
can.
sequels.
This
that
Well,
you
it's
made.
because
This isn't
Lost
really like
World and Jurassic Park
Can
3
I
did not do very
unsee those
good.
movies? No.
No, you can't, but you can pretend they didn't happen.
That's
No.
what I do with the prequels.
No.
Talk to Nintendo and ask them about Legend of Zelda, and then come back to me
It's-
and try
it's-
to figure all that.
It's
You're
it's
right.
kind of the same concept as I don't have to buy the sequels to the movies even though I hate them.
Well, that's just you.
That is wrong.
That's just
I
you.
have to buy the sequels even though I hate
No,
them.
you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you could.
Like I have Hangover 1, 2, and 3, and 2 was a piece of crap. 3 was
Two's
good, and
horrible.
1 was good.
There's
Honestly-
something called suspension of disbelief when it comes to movies.
Not when they put
I
the
am
numbers
suspending
on the
my
freaking
disbelief
spine of the book.
That 2 and 3
Happened.
did not happen, and 1 was simply awesome.
What,
enough.
Hangover or
For
or
We're
Jurassic
talking
Park?
about Jurassic Park.
Okay.
I don't care about Hangover.
What about that whole mythos, though, in The Hangover?
What about it?
It's so deep.
Oh yeah, just like the Matrix.
Yeah.
We're edgy because we're the 90s and everything is black.
They wear sunglasses.
Indoors.
And they pucker their lips all the time.
And there's a red pill and a blue pill, and one stands for truth, honesty, and what's really happening. The other one is just being a mindless slave.
You forgot,
So dude.
you forgot the American way, too.
I forgot the American way. It's not Captain America quite yet.
God, not yet.
Okay, so one thing I saw that I just want to bring up real quick,
Yeah.
and then we'll get off this tangent. They're coming out with a Captain Underpants movie,
Yes,
I
I'm
heard
happy
it.
with
I
this.
saw the trailer.
I'm
I
not.
am happy with this.
and it looks to be a live-action movie.
No, it's not.
it's
It's-
CG.
no, it's
yeah,
CG.
I saw the trailer.
It's CG. It's supposed to be like almost like kind of 2.5D because the characters kind of have 3D because there's no outlines
Right.
for them, but they're like pretty flat. Like
Yeah.
they're going to be like
But I'm just
It's not like the
this
actual comics.
this
though,
reiterates
maybe.
what I've been saying all along.
yeah.
They're just taking the 90s
Oh yeah.
and remaking it.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Well, you have to, and here's why.
Because I found
because
this
everything
out.
after the 90s and sucks.
And
not
people just
not
love
that
nostalgia.
necessarily, but it has more to do with us not being able to use things that we want to use.
Yeah.
Because it's already been done.
But not so much that, but it used to be copyright laws, right?
Huh.
Used to be 14 years, and then if the owner of the property wanted to renew it, it could be another 14 years, and that was it. But what people look at as a part of history, cinematically, is copyright laws changed as soon as Mickey became a thing.
Yeah,
Once,
Mickey Mouse.
Once Steamboat Willie came around, after 28 years, or close to the 28-year mark, Disney was like, well, no, we've started to make a juggernaut with this little guy. We need to continue this.
Mm-hmm.
So they fought for Congress to extend copyright laws. So it ended up being, okay, well, it's 28 years originally, and then you can get another 28 years. So it'd be a total of 56 years before the copyright runs out.
So thanks.
And every
Disney.
single time that the copyright laws are about to run out on Mickey, Congress always seems to extend the copyright laws.
I feel like Congress should
So
just
it's all
extend
Mickey
them.
Mouse then.
In all honesty, it is.
Mickey
because
Mouse
if you look
is
at the
actually
copyright laws
pulling
now,
the strings.
it's like X amount of years.
It's like that episode of
I think
South
it's like 56
Exactly.
years, and then plus
Mr. Mouse.
it's stuck at like 40 something years, and then you can get an additional like extra few years, then plus whatever the life of the author is.
Yeah.
So if the author dies young, but it still has like a ways to go, or you still have it, you can still keep it. But the issue is that someone said this will be the first generation where anything that we watch or anything that we see on TV, online, we can't use as our own creation and make new stories and new things like that up.
Yeah.
Because of these copyright laws. Like you won't see animators from today using the stuff that was made today until 2117.
I feel like they just need to permanently say that Mickey Mouse and Friends copyright goes forever, and then everything else can.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that.
Just sweep it under the
But
rug.
a lot of stuff became public domain, which is why you still have all of the classic fairy tales and stuff.
Yeah, like Brothers Grimm.
Like your Brothers Grimm can do all this creepy stuff with all the like Disney fairy tales.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone thinks it's Disney. Oh, it's not Disney. The story of Mulan has an ancient Chinese story.
She was real,
Right.
Right.
Well, that's a lot. Like I think Peter Pan has been redone several times.
Yeah,
and
Peter
that wasn't
Pan's a very old story too.
Yeah. If you look,
those things can be used because Disney can't claim copyright.
Yeah.
Unless they actually sought out the purchase.
And how many other Peter
to begin with.
Pan movies have come out already outside of Disney?
Well,
none that were that successful.
None, but
not
they're still there, you know.
I don't know. Hook was pretty successful, but I think that was Disney
Yeah,
as well.
Hook's good. I like Hook.
Hook was alright from what I heard.
It had
I've only
Robin
seen
Williams
bits
in
and
it.
pieces.
Have you not seen it?
Only seen bits and pieces.
It has Robin Williams in it. It is an A+
That's the one
movie.
where, like, you know, like they're in that giant canyon or whatever, and like Hook's doing that giant, like, "Here we are now, entertain us" song, or whatever.
No.
Which one was
No.
that?
I don't know.
Which one was
but
that?
Hook has Rufio. That's the best character.
Yes.
Rufio. Who, for those of you that care, became Zuko in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, I know all about that guy,
Huh.
Dante Basco.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's awesome.
I didn't know that.
But
If you rewatch the movie, you'll tell it's his voice.
See, it's funny because the mind-blowing fact for me is because I never knew who Captain Hook was until I looked it up one day.
Yeah,
and
that
I'm
guy's
like,
a big actor too.
I'm
right?
like, no way. There is no way that is the. And I went back and watched the movie, and I'm like, there's no way Dustin Hoffman is Hook. And I look back
Yeah.
and I look at his face, I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, and he's a great Captain
So,
Hook.
Oh, he was awesome.
So here's a question.
I've got an answer. Hopefully.
If Neverland isn't quite Earth, and it's second star on the right past the
Straight off till morning.
Yeah.
past the first asteroid, and if you go to see a second asteroid, you've gone too far. So that technically
It's
makes
not the right, but okay.
that technically makes Hook and all of them aliens,
It's like an alternate
right?
dimension.
So,
No,
but
no.
so you know what else?
Because they traveled there from.
I still
Earth.
think they're aliens.
No.
I thought it was like a
Aliens.
parallel universe or something. Like they go to.
No.
I always thought of it
it's a
more as
it's a protected
Peter
land.
Pan just like
But
takes kids who die in their sleep and kind of takes them to heaven, which is Neverland, is what I always kind of pictured it as.
That's probably
I
like
was under the assumption that Neverland was supposed to be purgatory.
Yeah. Well, that's Ed
Well,
and Eddie.
if you look at if you watch at all the series that came out called Once Upon a Time.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, I remember that.
They literally say that it's Peter Pan. They pretty much turned Peter Pan into the bad guy.
They do.
Which I thought was a great.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a great take on it. They said pretty much he kidnapped kids.
Did you
It
guys
took him to Neverland where they were trapped.
That actually is the original text, I believe.
Yeah, I
He-
think
he's
so.
supposed
And
to
then
be-
Captain Hook, who was later becomes the main character in the show, is kind of the hero. I mean, he still is mean,
He's a good guy.
but he's a good guy.
Are you guys familiar with the comic series called Fables?
No.
It's really cool. Like, the concept is fairy tale characters, all these are real, and they live on Earth now. They just have to, like, play pretend or, like, wear magical disguises if they're, like, a talking pig.
That kind of sounds like Halloween Town High.
Yeah, it kind of is like that.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Was it?
But they all
And
got,
they
like...
got rid of the girl in the fourth one.
They did.
They didn't get rid of her. She just didn't want to. I don't think she wanted to come back for another movie.
Hey, 'cause she got.
No, I mean she did, which is funny because the town that was actually done in.
Yeah.
So the actual Halloween Town does exist. It's an actual town, and every year they put up that pumpkin.
That's
Nice.
Cool. I like that.
Oh
And
yeah.
the original actress that played Marnie Piper visits. Huge Halloween festival. That's how it started.
Yeah,
They have a
I've heard about
huge
that.
Halloween festival every year, and she shows up.
It'd be
And
cool
it's
to
so
check that out one
sad
day.
that Carrie Fisher's mom will no longer be able
I know,
to.
right?
Right. Anyway, reeling it back in because
Just a little
we're
bit.
way like we
are-
need to push
we
the
are-
movie stuff. Like we almost completely
We
skipped
gotta
multiverse.
wait for that a little bit because we have some invading to do.
With
Species.
welcome to
The Multiverse.
That's right, Mark's Multiverse. This week, just gonna stick it to one story this week. I'm gonna talk about species and how they're invading and how we are combating it. So
hold up. So can I say, is it your first story or your second one?
It's my first story.
No,
Yeah.
but there was at one point when my computer was going haywire,
Yeah.
and I saw. Oh, where did it go? It was like I saw the word sex on one line, and then right here
that would
it
be
says
the word.
goat on one line.
Okay,
on
yes,
one page.
yes, that's part of this story. I'll get to that. Okay?
Are we talking about ISIS?
No.
Yes, we're talking about ISIS. I see your reference. That's great. Anyways, no.
Scroll down to like the third page of.
Scrotum down? What?
I said scroll.
Oh. Anyway,
Anyways.
please continue, Mark.
So basically, in the fight against alien animals that invade and overrun native species, wired wins. Invasive species are plants and animals that thrive in areas where they don't naturally live, usually brought there by humans, either accidentally or intentionally. Sometimes with no natural predators, they'll multiply and take over, crowding out and at times killing off the native species.
They gotta build a wall.
I love it. I
That's
absolutely
great.
love it.
Well, now new technology is being combined with the old methods, like walls.
Ah.
Or weed pulling, trapping, pesticides, etc., etc. Finding new weapons is crucial because invasive species are costly, coming up to $314 billion per year in damage in just the United States, United Kingdom, Australia, South Africa, India, and Brazil. It's also one of the leading causes of extinction on the islands such as Guam. So this first
I love
one
that name.
I'm going to talk about is the lionfish and how we're combating it with electrical robots. Basically, a new underwater robot is targeting and stunning the dangerous lionfish, which is spread over the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, and up the United States East Coast as far north as New York's Long Island, with its venomous spines that are dangerous to touch. With no natural predator in the Atlantic, the voracious aquarium fish devour large amounts of other fish, including key commercial species such as snapper and grouper. The robot uses a gentle shock to immobilize. What are you guys?
Code sex.
It's the goat. You guys are gonna love the goat. Okay. Okay, all right. You guys are gonna love the goat once I get to this, but I'm gonna finish talking about this. Hurry up! The robot uses a general shock to immobilize the lionfish before they are sucked alive into a tube. In its first public outing, the robot caught 15 lionfish during 2 days of testing in Bermuda. Top Chefs competed.
Computed?
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh now. Top Chefs competed in a cook-off of the captured lionfish. They go for nearly $10 a pound and is hoped to get the price of the robot down from tens of thousands of dollars to just about $500.
Only 500.
Only 500. So, you know what? I'm going to come back to these other ones because this goat one is just gold. So, basically, on the Galapagos Islands, wild goats are a major problem. In less than 5 years, scientists...
Is it just funny that at the beginning it says genetic tinkering?
Yeah, it is kind of funny.
Tinkering with a tinker.
So, basically, these goats were a major problem, and in less than 5 years, scientists wiped out tens of thousands with sterile Matahari females. Biologist Carl Campbell of the nonprofit Island Conservation introduced special female goats that researchers sterilized and chemically altered into a permanent state of heat to lure the male goats into fruitless goat sex.
So basically, they performed the genophage on goats.
So pretty much.
This sounds like women at a bar.
So Santiago Island, once home to 80,000 goats, is now a goat-free and larger Isabella Island, is now goat-free, and larger Isabella Island is getting close. And now, Campbell and others are going one step further, tinkering with the genes of mosquitoes and mice.
They screwed to death! They basically died from having sex!
Yeah, they really did.
Yes, that's exactly
and not
what
being
they
able to produce.
They gave their soul for it!
They gave their soul for that nut. They've been bad.
So I just want to say earlier, as my computer was going crazy, it stops at these 2 pages, and the last word of the first page says goat, and then I look down, and it says sex. And I just start dying.
You know that'd be an awesome name for a rock band, metal band. Goat Sex.
I can see that being a name.
Yeah, definitely.
Playing at the Fisher Theater this Sunday. Goat Sex.
Performing your latest album.
Bah.
These are 4 bad hombres.
Bad.
That's all they do on stage.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
So,
anyway, about these
so basically,
mosquitoes.
They're taking it one step closer and tinkering with the genes of mosquitoes and mice to make them sterile or only have male offspring. That would eventually cause the species to die off on the island because of lack of females to mate with.
It's going to be a sausage
There are worries
party
about
of
regulating
mice.
and controlling this technology along with actually being able to get it done, so it's still years away.
I would like to point out that life finds a way.
That too.
They're
just what if they have frog DNA though?
What do they do? Do they just do they go out on the island and just look all underneath the goat skirts?
Yeah.
Goat skirts.
You just lift up all the dinosaur skirts and you find out that for yourself.
I've heard
Darn
Jeff
you,
Goldblum is supposed to be in the
Goldblum.
next Jurassic World movie.
Oh yeah, he is.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
I actually almost put that into the show, but I ended up putting something else in. But
That's what she
Jeff
said.
Goldblum is going to be in the next Jurassic World movie.
Hope he's the main character again too, like Lost World.
Oh my god.
That'd be awesome.
So what about
So
these,
pretty much they're altering whatever species they don't want on islands.
Eventually make it die.
Pretty much not
Happily.
able to reproduce.
Happily. Die happily.
So then they die off.
Happily.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that's afraid that if certain women get a hold of this, we're not gonna guys are just gonna die off or something? I don't know.
You
people
understand
always
that they
think
need
about
us
that.
in order to have more women, right?
Yeah.
Aaron,
Technically,
here's
both.
the thing. You're missing a key point.
I-
Without men, who's gonna open up the pickle jars?
Yeah. Point. So
He's
you
gonna
have
take out the
written
garbage.
here about Guam and the brown tree snake.
Yes.
Is that just a story about the males, humans of Guam crawling up in trees?
Like snakes. Just curl up around the trunk.
Just kind of laying there.
You're
waiting
so
for...
bad.
I know I am. I'm a
Flickering
bald man.
Oh my god. Okay, well, I'll clarify a little bit on this.
Thank you.
So basically, a few decades ago, native birds started disappearing from the Pacific island of Guam, baffling scientists until they found a non-native brown snake that were eating all the birds and their eggs. The snakes, which live in the trees, man, had no natural enemies, and just trapping them wasn't working. The snakes did prove to have one enemy, the painkiller
acetaminophen.
Thank you.
Aspirin.
A generic form of Tylenol. So biologists came up with a plan, using the painkiller pill glued to dead fetal mice as bait. The mice are put in tubes and dropped by helicopter in batches of 3,000 on
This is insane!
The mice pop out, and the whole contraption dangles in the trees. It's still experimental, but it will soon go to more regular use.
Can you imagine if you're just like in camp in this jungle and there's just like a bunch of dead mice rain on you?
Oh God! Ah! You're just chilling one day and suddenly
Yeah, you hear something on your tent.
it's just falling everywhere.
And you look out and
I feel like I'm in Egypt!
It's raining mice! Hallelujah!
Then a bunch of snakes crawl up into your camp too.
Oh,
It's like,
God.
Mm-mm.
Oh, no.
Gosh,
That's nightmare fuel right there.
Right.
That is a little insane though.
Yes.
You're
So
putting
there-
Tylenol in dead mice.
Basically, yes. There is a problem with it, though. Basically, using...
I wonder what it could be!
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe the jet fuel for the helicopter costs a little too much.
Yeah.
The problem is actually that the dead fetal mice, or using them as bait, is expensive and they have to be kept cold. And
That's the only expensive
That's the major expense! Now what?
That's the problem we're
I
coming
know
up with.
50 Mexican people that would
with-
gladly go on an island and throw baggies of dead mice on the ground
Well, you see,
from a cooler that they brought themselves!
It gets better. You want to hear the solution to
Hey,
this?
hey.
You want to hear the biologist's solution to this?
Yes.
Mouse butter.
Mouse.
The next new bait mixture smells like mice to snakes, but minus the expense of logistical problems.
Why don't you
Mouse
just go
butter.
into a field, find a whole bunch of field mice?
Well, this cuts out the mice. It's mouse butter.
Yeah, so does the snake just slither up now? It's like, whoa, what up?
I have a story for you guys
Uh-oh.
after the show goes over, because I
Okay,
don't want to tell
good.
this one on.
Right.
Yes.
On
So
there.
their solution to this is mouse butter. So they basically are going to get all the snakes fat on mouse butter and basically pass
Fat
out from the
snakes.
Tylenol, and they're going to say yes. Yes.
I'm just picturing fat snakes now.
I'm just picturing how much money it's going to cost to make mouse butter.
We have to churn them
There's
out.
just a bunch of old Amish women going, I'm making the mouse butter. And it's just up and down and up and
It
down.
goes a squeaky, squeaky,
Squeaky,
squeaky,
squeaky.
squeaky. Oh, God.
It's so bad.
It's really bad. So this next
So
one...
what?
you
How
guys
do you make it? Oh, we just put about 50 baby mice in a blender and hit puree.
Just like how McDonald's
then
makes
we
their
did-
chicken nuggets.
Have you seen that pink goop that goes in the chicken nugget? It actually looks like a snake coming out of the machine.
Oh my
It looks like a
God.
snake slithering out. It's
Oh.
it's disgusting.
Oh, that's horrid. I don't want to think about that.
You know what I do want to think about?
Well, hang on. Before you get to that, I have one more to talk about.
Story?
Yes. It's not done yet. I have one more, which I'm sure you guys have heard about. You guys have heard about our problem with Asian carp, right?
Yes, I was actually going to ask about that.
Well, yes. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife officials are using
Not about
souped
carp,
up
but-
old technology to catch Asian carp, a fish that's taken over rivers and lakes in the Midwest. They use a specialized boat called the Magna Carpa.
You're a bull! I call bull!
It's called the Magna Carpa.
That's great.
With giant...
I'm so glad scientists have a sense of humor.
I know,
I
right?
know, right?
If they didn't, life would just be boring.
Exactly, right? But
It'd
anyways...
be like I'm back in science class.
We wouldn't have a gene called Sonic the Hedgehog or Pokemon.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
So basically, with this boat, it has giant wing-like nets and essentially uses electric current as an underwater taser to stun the fish. At higher doses, the fish are killed and float to the surface. In just about 5 minutes, they can collect up to 500 fish and later turn them into fertilizer. Using electrofishing was written about as a possible conservation technique back in 1933.
Well, but wouldn't they catch more than just the carp?
Yeah, I'd imagine that they kill probably more than just the Asian carp.
Then how is this a solution? Because the Asian carp are killing off all the other fish.
Probably because
they probably use it in heavily populated Asian carp areas.
Why can't
like
they do the whole thing where they take a whole bunch of female Asian carps and make them so they're not?
Because fish reproduce at a greater speed
than goats
do.
They do it differently.
Goats will have like 1 or 2 kids per birth. A carp will have literally a cluster. That is what caviar is.
Yeah,
it's just fish eggs.
Yeah.
It's
so
nasty.
and it's a ton. The carp just have a ton of fish in general have
Wait a
ton
minute.
of eggs.
They have to be fertilized, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Castrate all the men.
Well, how do you castrate a fish? Though?
I don't know.
I mean, they kind of just use the eggs and just go.
You get a fish from Israel to go swimming around in the Great Lakes with a moil.
You gotta get some rabbi fish.
I don't know why you're swimming around this area. You don't even have a cutoff yet.
Me and
All
Jake,
these heretics swimming around me.
me and Jake and Adam.
That's life. What am I gonna do?
I'm just a Jewish fish.
Now, there's one that's even more horrific than this. Have you guys ever heard of the snakehead fish?
Have you ever? No.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
Me and Jake and our friend Adam were at the public house the other day, and we were talking about invasive species, which kind of wanted me to do this story and bring Jake on today. And it's just I'm gonna have to post a picture of this thing on our page later because this thing is absolutely horrifying.
How many?
Google
Hey! I get a game.
I'll go with the bar.
How many times do you think Mark is going to say horrifying in the next?
Horrifying. I have more horrifying fish.
That's a horrifying number.
I have more horrifying fish.
Anyways.
Look up sea wolf. A sea wolf.
Tell you what, look that up right now while I look up the snakehead fish.
Well, why don't we do this after the show and then because
No, that's what I'm saying. People.
Wait, hang on, Aaron, you're a fisherman. You just have to see this thing. It is horrifying. Look at it. That's a face only a mother could love.
I mean, no fish are beautiful. I've just got to say that they're all.
Oh, Jake, you've seen
I've
this.
really never.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I've really never looked at a fish and going. Maybe if I was
these
drunk.
These snakehead fish get huge. Look how big this thing gets. That's a snakehead fish right there. Look how big that thing gets.
It's as big as a mark.
That's not funny. Okay.
No, it's not. It's a huge freaking fish.
Yeah, and it's his mouth. Just look at his mouth. It's horrifying.
Again, I've never looked at a fish going, maybe.
A goat though?
Maybe.
A goat? A goat. That's another story.
You know what else is another story?
What?
Movie Madness Monday. Movie Madness Monday.
That was a good segue.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. So, you guys, I'm sure you've noticed how we're kind of in an age of reboots, right?
Yes.
Yep.
It's never gonna end, too.
No, it's not gonna end. But you know, it's we have all these movies that are reboots. A lot of them are being ruined, and some of them aren't half bad. And it seems like out of all these reboots, it seems like Back to the Future is the only major franchise that isn't getting the reboot, sequel, prequel treatment.
And I am thankful for that.
Because I don't think I could handle. What's his name?
Yeah, Michael Fox.
Michael J. Fox.
I could not handle Michael J. Fox in the state he is in right now, trying to be Marty McFly.
I know, right?
Because to be perfectly honest, the guy who played the actor who played Doc is in much better condition than the guy who played Marty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd, he's awesome, and he's aging well.
And don't get me wrong.
And he sounds like Bernie Sanders.
on the Back to the Future day.
Marty, you gotta.
No, on the Back to the Future day that we had, and they had dressed up. Yeah, that was great, but that's all I want to see.
Yeah.
From
I'm sorry, I want to get myself some of those self-lacing sneakers. Those are awesome.
Yeah, true.
Those are a thing. No,
I know they're a thing now. And a hoverboard. I want a hoverboard, like a real one.
I was gonna say, if you want a hoverboard, apparently, according to our society, you just go down the street, and it has wheels.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Right
it's not
there.
I would
hovering.
want the DeLorean. It's like
a flying DeLorean would be pretty awesome. But anyways,
it can't be just a DeLorean. It has to be a flying DeLorean.
Of course.
We're going to be waiting on that for a while.
With Einstein in it.
Pretty much. Anyways, so either way, one YouTuber user by the name of Trolley Smasher put together a hypothetical trailer spliced from the original Back to the Future trilogy plus various marketing spots to imagine what a fourth installment of the beloved franchise would look like.
Now,
I've been a trolley.
Can I just say that this clearly looked like someone who edited footage together and was like, no, we can't use that. No,
Well,
we
they
can't
used
use
some.
that.
They used yeah, pretty much, and they used some other bits too that they got from some other places. But it looks.
Well, yeah, because Marty McFly looks like Michael J. Fox does now, and I'm like, how did he get that footage?
Well,
Gee.
I'm sure he's probably done the bit before. Even now, I'm sure he's probably still got some of his old costumes from the set. But either way, in the clip.
Yeah, but he's not gonna like if some YouTuber goes, hey, Mr. Fox, you wanna put on your memorabilia and just face towards me for a
He'll
second?
look at you like, I was an actor. He has Alzheimer's. That's the joke.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
No.
Yeah, it's
No.
or it's Parkinson's.
Parkinson's.
Same thing.
Let's see.
Anyways, in
It
the
is
clip,
not.
which is nearly 1 million views under its belt already, all the expected staples can be found. Fiery tire marks, old school digital red alarm clock numbers, the DeLorean, and of course the flux capacitor.
Yeah, and it's literally a shot of each.
Yeah.
It's
But the
literally
flux-
like
but
you,
the
you
flux-
have flaming tire tracks. You have the flux capacitor, which looks like old footage. The tire tracks look like someone poured gasoline and lit it on fire, and it's literally like, and then somebody took a shot of an alarm. It literally looks like
Listen,
footage.
you have to
from-
understand this was a fan-made trailer.
No, I do understand that. It doesn't mean I can't criticize.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyways, the trailer also adds a welcome contemporary feel with several handheld found footage style sequences that almost fool a viewer into thinking this is actually legit, along with the soundtrack that is on par with the event film's sensibility of 2017.
No.
Yeah, that's...
Personally, I watched this. I don't want them to make another Back to the Future. Don't get me wrong. I've heard some horrible ideas that people have had about it, and I don't want them to do that. But as far as
I don't think
fan-made
the original
but as far
actors
as-
would do it.
But as
No.
far as fan-made trailers, this was not bad in my opinion.
I
I'm
ju-
gonna post this to our page.
I just think it'd be just as useless as a reboot for the Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, that was horrible.
They
Oh,
just tried to
it was
do
just
Back
horrible.
to
Oh, that was
the
so
Future.
bad.
Apparently, the only thing that made that movie worth it was the cameos.
Cameos.
And really,
They,
I won't
they
even
were
give
like
it
not
that.
even that good too, like the cameos.
No, the
in there.
cameos were pretty good.
I
they were
remember
okay.
Because they had everybody. Like, they literally had every actor, including.
They did.
Because they had a bust.
I remember they were
I thought
years
the
and years ago.
crazier
Back when I
stuff
was
was
Harold
Dan
Ramis'
Aykroyd's.
son did a cameo.
of. He
for
did
him.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But Harold Ramis also had a bust of there was a bust of Harold Ramis.
which doesn't count as a cameo.
Yes, it does. He was.
he
in the
was
film.
there in spirit.
There
in
you
the-
go.
In the bust.
Was it a bust or was it a bust?
bust.
Badumts.
Oh,
Like
okay.
head, shoulders.
Anyways,
toes.
though,
What?
Knees and toes.
No knees and toes.
head and
But
shoulders,
head, shoulders.
like the shampoo.
What about Selsun Blue?
Okay.
Anyways,
I know you got that dandruff going on over there.
oh my god.
Very well.
Anyways,
Said I know you got the dandruff going on over there.
Yeah, true.
I know he just keeps going.
from my-
just,
it's from
it's
my
like, it
beard,
looks like it's
actually.
snowing over here.
It's from my beard. It's nasty.
Anyways, no, let me tell you this though. Back when I was in like high school, I heard rumors that they were gonna bring Back to the Future, and I was not happy about what they were talking about doing. First of all, they were talking about replacing Michael J. Fox or Marty with Johnny Depp.
Why?
Oh, good lord.
Head, shoulders, knees, and nose.
And even worse, they were gonna replace the DeLorean with like some Mazda, like a Mazda sports car or something. Like
They're
Why-
just trying to be irrelevant.
Why
Exactly.
a Mazda?
the whole funny part about the DeLorean was that it was a piece of crap car.
Yeah, like he even says
That's-
it in the movie, like Marty. It's like he used the DeLorean.
Like, why did you? There's
And remember,
Go
like
get a
Doc Brown is
Ford.
like,
Now
like,
it's-
it looks futuristic.
Now it's funny
Marty.
because that sent like after that movie came out, so many people want to buy a DeLorean now.
and then they
That's the only
found-
reason anybody
And
would
then
buy
they
a
found
DeLorean.
out why no one bought it to begin with.
yeah.
If it breaks down, you can't even get the parts for it.
True.
Yeah, you can.
Well, okay, for
But if you want one, you have to pay
Yeah.
a lot of
lot of
money,
money.
because
Yeah.
they have the parts, but you have to custom order it. So when you put in an order, they literally assemble the car
Yeah, pretty much.
and then send it to you.
Yeah.
yeah.
They've just got all the parts sitting in a warehouse. and
Then
waiting
they
for an
order for a part for that car. They took that part out of.
Right.
Yep.
They probably write out one or two cars
Yeah.
every once in a while. So if somebody needs a part, they'll pull a part from that set that aside. So as things keep breaking, people will just keep ordering.
That makes
That
sense.
makes about sense.
Anyway, no, but
Yes.
there was no storyline to follow. There was
No, there was not much.
It
of a
was
storyline.
literally just a flash of a whole bunch of stuff that got geeky people like us that like the movie.
It was a fan-made trailer,
excited.
is what it was, and it was entertaining to watch, but it certainly would not cut it as a real trailer.
I was bored.
That's how I felt about the trailer for that Futurama fan-made movie. You see the trailer for that?
I think I have.
It's like the same thing. It's just a bunch of like pictures.
It was like a flash or this one was like you had a flash of the flux capacitor of the numbers and the DeLorean itself. But in like the beginning intro, you have like Doc Brown getting out of this. Like literally, it was footage from the movie, getting out in his white suit, and running around and going,
"What year is it?
What year is it?"
Yeah.
And there was like, you had people who were like, they pretty much just photoshopped him coming in and then crashing into a random building.
It wasn't even crashing into a building. It was like an open door to a mall or something.
Yeah, he parked in like an open door to a mall. And I'm like, okay. And you had these people taking selfies, and they were like running with a camera. I'm like, this is no.
Yeah.
And then that's when it flashed to like the flux capacitor and a whole bunch of stuff. Then you got Michael J. Fox. You need a lift?
You need a lift.
And he's wearing the hat, and then it flashes to a whole bunch of other stuff. And
they had one part where literally they played it almost off more as a teleportation than a time travel thing, where it showed the DeLorean, it came out of its time stream slip, and then it drifted around some corner like Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift style.
Yeah.
And then warped again.
Really?
It was really cheesy.
Yes.
And
So-
it didn't make any sense for that part, but it was still kind of cool to watch.
Anyway. Yeah. No.
I hope they don't bring Back to the Future for a reboot. I know there's a lot of people who hope they do, but I think it's better just to let this.
A reboot maybe, but not a 4.
The only time they should ever remake or reboot something, I think, is if the first movie was just bad, but it had potential to like be something more.
And it's funny because some of the producers of the original movie, because I watched a special on Back to the Future, said that they would redo that they want they won't do another one. They wanted to be done with the third movie.
Good.
That was it. They wanted to be done.
Finish it off. There was nothing else to explore. That's the part I hate about what some movies do. I understand some movies are cash grabs. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But when you're making another sequel to a movie that perfectly ended, like for example, right? People look back at the original Star Wars, which people compared to the prequels, a lot of people are like, wow, the originals are so much better than the prequels, right? But if you look at 4 through 6, honestly, a lot of people are like, well, it could have just ended at 5 and have been fine. Right. Because 6 was just a rehashing of 4, except Luke now has complete and total Jedi powers.
Right.
Because they do the same thing. They blow up a Death Star with an even more obvious building issue. Yeah. So what we did, remember the last time that they blew up that Death Star there? Yeah. So we removed the vent completely. There's no more vent.
Yeah.
There's a giant gaping hole on the side of this thing.
Yeah. Now you just
you can fit something the size of a Millennium Falcon-esque kind of ship in through there. We think that'll be better because now you won't be able to shoot a torpedo down it. It will be a lot more like up and down and stuff. And people are going. The stormtroopers can sitting there going, I'm going to die.
I saw this video
I just like to assume that the Empire gave up at that point. It's like, just shoot us down.
The Emperor's just sitting there going, I am done.
Yeah.
and
I saw this video previously this week. It was a stormtrooper and like a police officer, and they're at a shooting range together. The stormtroopers are shooting at this target, obviously missing every time, and the cops just like, yeah, you got to keep jumping the trigger or something like that. Yeah. And he's like, it's not as easy as it looks. Cop takes out his pistol, shoots at bullseye 4 times in a row. So then he's like, then he just looks at him, and the stormtrooper looks down and tries to shoot again, steps closer, shoots again, misses, shoots again, misses, keeps getting closer until he's like right in front of it, and then he made like literally to the point where he could hold out the gun and shoot at the bullseye. And literally like he gets a bullseye obviously because he's literally right there in front of it, and he's like, see, I can do it.
Yeah, like, I'm not even kidding
really
when I
stupid.
say that the only times you ever see a stormtrooper, like, land a shot on someone in the Star Wars movies is if they're either running away or they have their backs turned.
or you're about to hear a Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, that's, like, the only time you ever see a stormtrooper shoot someone.
You know what I do not want to see?
I love that. Hang on 1 second.
Ewoks.
I love the
That
bit
wasn't
where
it.
it's like people make like motorcycle suits that look like the stormtrooper
Yeah.
to imply that they'll never hit anything.
That's great.
Okay, go ahead.
That's good.
You know what I don't want to see?
What do you not want?
Val Kilmer is another Batman.
Yeah.
He's old.
You mean
Well, it
with-
wasn't just that.
you
It
mean
was
with his nipples. in the
yes,
suit?
yes. Well, it wasn't just that. It was the fact that like the movie he was in was not that great.
No.
I mean, don't get me
Which
wrong.
one was it? But that was the one
That
with
That was the one
that
with
was
Tommy
Jim-
Lee Jones as Two-Face, right?
Tommy Lee Jones,
And Jim
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey.
Jim
and-
Carrey's a Riddler.
Jim Carrey was a decent Riddler though.
No, he was a decent Riddler, and
He's better than Tommy Lee Jones.
Well, I would never want to see Tommy Lee Jones as a Riddler.
Right.
Well, I mean, just him as Two-Face.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, God.
See, I always feel funny about Tommy Lee Jones because he kind of looks like a guy that almost made it big. Like he was almost like the head of Hollywood, like the shining star.
Yeah, but
But
never
he
quite.
always made one movie every single year that kind of people go.
Yeah, like what was that
no,
one? Yeah.
no.
Remember that one movie came out? He was like a bodyguard for cheerleaders.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
This is like right after Men in Black too.
Wait, what'd he do?
was that the one where he's like wearing a cowboy? I've
yeah,
just seen the
he's like,
cover.
He's like a cowboy, like
He looks
guarding
like a
these
cowboy.
cheerleaders.
I've just seen the cover and I go, that looks like a dumb movie.
Yeah, they're like under the witness protection program or something.
Oh my God.
Good lord.
Tommy, why?
And then like 4 years after, he's in Lincoln. Like, how does that work?
And he's not even Lincoln.
No,
He's some chump.
he's some
He's
guy
some
at
I
the
think
wig.
the last new movie I saw him in was like the first Captain America movie.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, he is in Captain America.
Yeah, he was like his like sergeant in like the first one back when he was like in boot camp before he.
When did Men in Black 3 come out?
That came
Oh,
out.
you know
like,
what? That came out after Captain America. I'm pretty sure.
Because I was thinking they were kind of close, weren't they?
Yeah,
He
they
didn't
came out
really
around
play a
the same
huge part in
time.
that movie though.
What,
because
Men in
he was
Black
gone-
3?
Yeah.
Haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
he was.
The
He
younger,
played it
the younger,
earlier
more
and later.
handsome.
Oh,
version-
right, yeah, I forgot about
The
that.
younger, more handsome version was played by a different
I
actor.
heard that was.
You know what, though? That was really good.
Yeah,
It
he
was a
did.
good
He
movie.
did. dead
He did
on.
an awesome
Really
job.
good.
Apparently that movie is based off of an episode from the cartoon.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I
that's
don't.
right. There was a Men in Black cartoon.
I don't
movie.
care. It was
Yeah.
fantastic. It was really.
Yeah,
I've
good.
never seen it, but I've always wanted to.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the
Is it any
Ghostbusters
good?
TV series. I've
Yeah.
I've only seen one episode now because it's on Netflix. I think it's a
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
It's the real Ghostbusters. That's what they call it. The show, I think.
Yeah, because it was the actual animated show. Because when the first movie came out, after that they had, or the first two movies, they had a TV show that
Yeah,
followed.
that's what it's called.
Yeah.
The real Ghostbusters.
So I watched, but it's I don't know. Anyway, no, but I would not want to see Val Kilmer. But who would you want to see if they had to replace Batman and do it again?
If they were to replace
Well, if they
him
want to
and
make
do
him
it
old,
again.
I want like Michael Keaton back.
Yeah,
And that would be
Yeah,
like
that would be the
and
yes.
it'd be like Batman Beyond. But he's the old grizzled Batman.
Yes.
Are we talking about? Oh, 'cause you're talking about old Batman.
Yeah, that's what
Old
I'm
Batman.
saying.
Hang on.
No. I'm saying if you were to replace, like, who was your favorite Batman? If you could have somebody back as Batman, if they had to replace.
If he
Or they
wasn't
could-
an insufferable jackass, I'd say Christian Bale.
I agree.
But
I thought he was an
but-
amazing. I thought he was a great
but
Batman in the Dark
If you look on all the behind the scenes stuff,
Yeah, and he like
He's
straps
a
to them.
he is an
Sure.
insufferable twat.
He is
Yeah.
horrible.
Is he really?
Oh yeah,
He's horrible to
he's
work
a
with.
jackass.
Yeah, like anytime that guy's stressed out, he like snaps on set
Oh,
at
yeah.
people.
He will legitimately cuss a cameraman up and down.
Ugh.
It's like
Everybody hated working with him.
yeah.
Like
See,
everybody.
I would
Nobody
go with
liked him.
Michael Keaton because he was my favorite.
Yeah, I like Michael Keaton a lot in the Tim Burton Batmans. Especially
Right.
the first
And then
one.
bring Joker back.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson Joker.
Jack Nicholson
That
Joker was
great.
my favorite.
I would have said Cesar Romero too, but he's dead. Like the old Adam West show.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that guy was actually a good Joker too.
Original Batman with the shark repellent, right?
Yeah, I loved how that guy. Like I don't know if you never noticed this, but this
It actually
actor
works.
always kept his mustache. So if you look really closely, even though he has white paint on his face, you can see a little white mustache.
Nice.
Like above his upper lip. He refused to shave for the role.
You know what's funny? It kind of goes along with that. The
What was his
theme
name
of
again?
Cesar
Cesar
Romero.
Romero.
If you just look up the Joker, you'll see a white paint mustache like,
Um,
on his face.
no, but that's the exact reason that because I've know a lot of people who are clowns for the Shrine Circus.
Like they would
And
never do that.
they have a law or they have a rule that if you're going to be a whiteface clown, you cannot have any facial hair.
Yeah, and
So you would
that's-
have to be kind of like
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
You
he
see
does. He does have a
Yeah, it's like,
mustache.
obviously, he's still got a mustache under that, man.
It's hilarious.
Oh, man, what a sweeper.
So can you imagine that if he's
He's
in
got a
like
broom, man.
gritty Christian?
You're just jealous because you can't grow one.
No, I can
Yeah.
grow a mustache. I'm by all means, it's not impressive, but I mean, like this, he's got like a freaking broom under his nose, and it's all painted white.
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay, so if you could have a Batman, like a new actor play Batman,
Yeah,
not
that's what I was thinking,
Not
too.
what's his name?
Not
Not Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Who would it be?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of somebody, but I'm seriously blanking right now.
I can't think.
And-
I wouldn't have thought that Ben Affleck would have played Batman.
No.
Yeah, it's a terrible choice.
I don't know. I think he could do. I haven't seen him yet. So.
I just see Ben Affleck though. Like, Batman.
I'm sorry, every time I think of Christian Bale Batman, like
Yeah, I mean that's
I've-
the Batman I watched. I didn't see the '90s Batmans.
I've seen him, but
Me
long
personally,
time
even
ago.
though it's animated, I think of Kevin Conroy as Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Really.
Was it the animated series?
Yeah.
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 The one where he just talks with a low voice like this.
Yeah. No, because that was actually.
Because it makes more
Did you know?
sense.
Did you know he actually when he was first starting out, he had to find a new way to get that deep of a voice.
Yeah.
Because when he first started doing it, he tried to really tighten down his vocal cords.
Yeah, like Christian Bale.
And eventually, well, no, Christian Bale was.
Yeah, like he just barks like a dog.
But Kevin Conroy, he tried to constrict his vocal cords, so that instead of talking like this, he started talking more like this. So it was a lot deeper. But he kept doing this for so long that it started to hurt his voice.
Yeah.
Whenever he would try to go and record, so he couldn't record stuff because he had sore throat.
Right.
Actually, there's this cool video on YouTube where both voice actors of Batman and Superman of those cartoons back then, like square off in a hallway and like they talk in their voices. Like they both like say like their quotes from the show. Like Kevin Conroy goes like, "I'm Batman." It's pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I'll admit, the only thing I'm liking about, like, well, actually, I want to go see it, the new Justice League, but one of the big parts that I liked about the trailer was where the guy asks him what his superpowers are, and he's just like, I'm rich.
I'm rich.
I'm rich.
And my parents are dead.
You know what Batman I want to see back?
What?
Lego Batman.
Yeah, I
Oh
love
my God,
love
that
that movie.
was a good
That was a
one.
really good movie.
It was a nice breath of fresh air for the Batman series.
Oh yeah,
It
it was nice to have him in like a joking.
Yeah.
Because they've taken him so seriously for so long.
He was never that serious of a character.
Because that's why I like the Michael Keaton Batmans, because he joked around quite a bit.
Yeah, he was.
You
cool.
see, I love the part where Alfred's just talking to him, and he's just like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
And he's just like Lego flopping her all up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
Beatboxes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, beatboxing Batman.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's one thing that caught me off guard. And I watched that movie, how much they rapped and stuff in
Yeah.
there.
Mm.
But I was okay with it.
Me too.
Yeah.
I loved how it was like a reversed love story. It was a
Yeah,
hate
that
story.
too. Like, I wasn't expecting the huge, like, bromance between
Oh.
Batman and Joker.
Have you not seen it?
Oh, yeah.
No, I haven't, but
Oh, it's great.
I've been
They,
looking.
it's like essentially
It's a dramedy. or
it's
something.
essentially a
I've been looking through just actors upon actors
There's a
to
drop.
see.
the overall
Who I think
plot
would be
is
good in
like
new Batman.
Batman and the Joker break.
He's talking.
Oh no!
Could you not
oh
hear
no!
me?
Oh, no. What were we saying?
No, I was looking through actors just to see who would be a good older Batman, right?
Yeah,
Who'd you find?
Liam Neeson.
Yes.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh.
That'd be
As
Sweet.
opposed to being Ra's al Ghul like he was in the Christian
Right.
Bale series.
I think
Yeah.
he'd be good for like an
He'd,
old, like
he'd
an
be a
old
good
Batman.
old
Oh, yeah.
grizzled Batman.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
could see that too.
What if they did like a? Because I know the animated series of this was crap, but what if they did like a almost like a Batman Beyond, except like not have the dumb costume?
Or like
Oh, you
the
mean the
rock
crappy,
music
like-
in the background.
You know what I'm
Wait,
talking
wait,
like?
which one, now, which one was Batman Beyond again?
That was the one where
it
he
was
had
the
like
edgier one.
It's one
yeah.
with like Terry as Batman.
Oh yeah, it's like the skin tight suit instead,
Yeah.
and he's got like wings incorporated into like his arms.
Yeah.
and, stuff.
And he has like jets
No,
on his
no.
feet.
Yeah.
Minus that costume. Like if
I didn't mind the
Batman,
costume.
if Batman, I hated it. If Batman needed someone to take over because he was getting,
Yeah.
kind of older, I think like that would kind of be a cool
Yeah, it
way
would
to go
be.
with it. Put Liam Neeson in as the older Batman. Have him maybe have a movie where he recruits someone.
Yeah.
Like maybe he gets hurt, and he recruits someone to be
Ooh, or I just had a better idea.
what?
if we're talking like if we're not just talking like someone older, like gruff Batman, but we're talking like Batman Beyond Batman, where he can't do crap anymore. Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he's like actually too old now to like even act.
Oh, for sure. But like if it
No,
could
he was
be
in a
done-
movie.
No,
A few years ago.
he hasn't
He
been
couldn't
doing
do the
much.
stunts.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We're talking
No,
about
no, no,
old Batman.
I
that
was
can do
talking
it.
about like
Yeah.
a movie with like Liam Neeson, say for example, and he has some action scenes and he gets injured.
Yeah.
So like the movie is he gets injured and goes, like I'm too.
Yeah.
Turns into Lethal. I'm too old for this crap.
Yeah.
And then realizes he needs somebody to kind of take over
Take
for
the
him.
mantle.
But then have like you could do a movie like that, and then you could do another movie where
So by this premise, would we be doing like the Terry, like the younger guy
Yeah.
doing it?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
who do you guys think would be good for to play Terry, as far as actors go?
Some young.
I've scrolled past like 5,000 people that.
I'd want it to be like
Oh,
a
you're already
new
looking into it?
upcoming.
I'm
actor,
looking for people that
probably.
could.
Yeah, I would want it to be a new upcoming actor,
Yeah.
not somebody who's already very.
Like I
I
wouldn't
would-
get
I would
Johnny
say-
Depp.
You don't get Johnny Depp. I would say let's look through.
What about Zac Efron?
No,
No.
dear God, no.
Oh my God.
No.
I'm
Make
veto.
no.
No,
Make Batman like a frat
I'm
brother.
gonna squash that like there's no tomorrow.
I mean, I guess I could see it with the black hair.
Well, but I mean, have you seen his the muscles that he has now?
Yeah, he's
he's not
definitely
High
built
School
for the
Musical
role.
anymore.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He's very much shook that. That's why I'm like, he's muscular. He's kind of younger.
Terry was kind of a jerk too.
I
What?
mean, I know. I mean, he's kind of Dylan O'Brien from he was in the Maze Runner movies. He's
I
the
haven't
lead.
seen
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
wait, hang on. Dylan
Yeah.
O'Brien?
Yeah.
That'd be good.
What about the
He-
guy
he-
from the Percy Jackson movies too?
He would be all right. I think he's just a little too boyish looking.
Yeah.
Hi, drunk man.
What's up?
He'd be more like a Robin character.
Yeah, he'd be a good Robin.
Yeah.
He'd be a good Robin.
Ooh, great idea.
Huh.
What if they took the Robin from that was the Dark Knight series, right? The guy that took over for Christian Bale's Batman, the guy who turned
Oh,
Robin.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
If you take him and make him the younger,
Terry Crews or whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I could see it.
yeah.
But I mean, see if you're going to do that, the issue with that though is then you're going to compete against the new young Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Yeah, good
who
point.
is legitimately 15 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy
no.
looks like Peter Parker.
He looks like a kid.
Yeah. I can't think of any young actors.
Hang on, I think. Have you guys seen
James Franco's younger brother.
David Franco.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
But you shot down
Okay, what about
Zac Efron. They play in pretty much every
have you
movie
guys
together.
wait? Okay, have you guys seen the movie Warm
'Cause I
Bodies?
don't like Zac Efron.
No, I haven't seen.
You haven't
that.
seen it? Okay, there's this
Which
actor.
one?
Warm
Bodies.
Bodies. The main character is played by an actor named Nicholas Hoult. Look him up. What do you think?
Yeah, I could see it. He actually looks like a pretty dead on almost to the original.
Yeah. Here,
Character
Jake, take a
drawings.
look. This is Nicholas Hoult. He was our main character. He was a zombie in the movie Warm Bodies.
Yeah, just gotta give him long hair.
Yeah, longer hair, obviously, but I think he'd actually be pretty spot on if you ask me.
Oh yeah, no, he that'd be pretty good.
For
Yeah.
Batman though, I was also thinking
What
like
about Paul Walker?
Ha!
What? What's wrong with that?
No, for like
Well, except for maybe the fact that he's dead.
yeah.
Okay, so well, let's think about the Joker then. What about
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, what about him?
Well, hold up. Have we picked an
For Terry.
predecessor for?
I mean,
'Cause we got Liam Neeson.
Successor.
Successor.
Predecessor
My bad.
comes before. Successor
Right,
comes
right,
after.
right, right. Okay.
I think Nicholas Hoult would be a good successor, and then have Liam Neeson be old Batman.
Okay.
I could
think
do
that's
that.
I think that's
Yeah.
a pretty good combo there.
We need to write this down.
Or if you want to go an old grizzled Batman that can't fight,
Clint Eastwood.
Tommy Lee Jones actually.
No,
wouldn't
Tommy
be
Lee
too
Jones
bad.
would be an
Wouldn't
awesome.
too bad.
Tommy Lee Jones would be
Because
interesting. He's so gristly.
And you know what?
But he's so. But the thing is, Tommy Lee Jones isn't like a small person though.
No.
Even that he's old and like flabby now.
Yeah.
He's still a pretty big guy.
What I
Yeah.
just thought too though is with this setting for Batman Beyond, I think Jared Leto's Joker would be way better for that setting, for like the futuristic style. Like I can see him in there more, like his
Now,
purple
here's
jacket and everything.
here's a question. Okay,
Just don't
Batman's
have him
old.
play the kind of Joker he played. Suicide Squad though.
Batman's old, and so that means Joker would be old.
Yeah.
Are we gonna set this up so that Batman and Joker need someone to replace them?
Well, there was
That'd be
still the
fun.
Jokers, remember, in that show?
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
In the later parts of the animated series, there was his little proteges that did his bidding.
Yeah.
But Joker also really didn't age in that one though.
No, he
But I
was
mean,
like,
Came back
So
from
so
the dead,
assuming
kinda.
assuming this would be a live action movie,
Yeah.
we could who would we cast as like a Joker
An older
for the
Joker?
successor? No, older and younger. I mean, if we were going,
older, I say bring back Jack Nicholson.
me too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
No, I think that's hands down. But who would be the person, the successor to?
What actors do
You
we
the
know
Joker?
who can't take a single thing seriously?
Half of Hollywood?
yeah.
Okay, you know what? Maybe James Franco's little brother for this one.
I was thinking James Franco.
We're talking
Maybe
about
James
Joker?
Franco is the younger Joker.
I think James Franco could be. I mean, he's not young right now anymore.
But he's very.
But he's very much out of that. Or you know who's actually been? I've heard has been actually doing a good. I haven't seen the show. Who's been doing a good job in his new role?
Who?
Is Jughead in the new Archie TV series. Remember Archie the comic book?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember
they've
that.
had a TV show that's been on for a little bit, and Cole Sprouse.
Yeah.
Remember from the Sweet
Oh,
Life of
that would
Cody?
be yeah.
He's been doing a good job as Jughead, and Jughead is actually the whole show is supposed to be much darker than the
Yeah.
actual Archie comics.
Right.
But he's supposed to have been doing really good at like adapting this character
Huh.
throughout the entire series. So I think he could be a decent Joker.
Totally forgot about that guy, too.
I just have IMDb up right now. I'm just scrolling through.
Scrolling through all
I'm
celebrities.
flicking my list and I say, no, not him. No, ooh, he looks
Pass,
good.
pass,
not
pass,
him.
pass.
Yeah, 'cause like I don't know many young
Left swipe, right
actors.
swipe.
Right.
He's on Tinder right now.
He's
Celebrity Tinder.
Celebrity
Celeb-
Tinder. I'm just
Hollywood.
IMBD, Celebrity Tinder.
Okay, so we've got Liam Neeson as old Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicholas Holt for,
Nicholas
Terry.
Holt for Terry. We've got Jack Nicholson as Joker again.
Yep.
We've got. Did we decide on a Joker's
Yeah, dude.
protege?
What's his name? Sprouse, whatever.
Sprouse could be
Cole
good.
Sprouse?
Let me go to the next.
Because we were also
stage.
throwing around either James Franco or his
Brother.
brother. Yeah.
I think.
But
either of them
honestly,
would
in
be
my
good.
opinion, if you put his brother in there, Zac Efron has to be somewhere in the movie because
That's true.
because they're in
He could
every
be-
movie together.
He could be like one of the other villains.
How funny
maybe.
would it be if it was like Zac Efron on one side and James Franco's brother on the other side?
Zac Efron could be the Riddler, and they could work together.
there you
the
go.
Joker Jr. and
There
the
you go.
Riddler.
You're
Yeah,
right,
there
right.
you go.
For some reason, Paul Giamatti came to mind for me as a Joker. I don't know if that would work though.
No, I like either James Franco or his brother.
I'm trying to see who else could do who could do a decent like crazy guy. Because to be perfectly honest, there aren't a whole lot of guys that can just pull off straight crazy.
Like I said, I think it would have to be either James Franco or his brother. I think our two
I
top
just passed
candidates.
one I thought that could be a good one. Hang on, let me go back up.
Or we could
and
bring
see.
back another actor
Oh,
like
wait.
Jared Leto. Give that guy some justice.
Wait a minute.
and Batman
Hold up.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Do you know the guy that
Sorry.
played? I hope it's the same actor I'm thinking of. Who was the guy that played? What was his name? The Batman's arch enemy, or not Batman, but Superman's arch enemy.
Are you talking about
Lex
Man of Steel?
Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah. I
Who
guess-
played him?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, Jesse Eisenberg.
There's also Kevin Spacey that played him before, and
Yeah.
who's the other guy?
Jesse
that played
Eisenberg
him?
is who I was thinking of, but let me see if he is who I think he is.
Wait,
Because I think he would be a good Joker.
Jesse Eisenberg as a Joker?
No, because see, he tried to be a crazy Lex Jr. and it didn't work out.
People didn't like the fact that he was crazy because Lex Luthor was very smart.
Yeah. Well, no, so
The-
was
the-
that guy, but that.
But the crazy worked out, or the crazy didn't work because of the character, not because
True.
he played it badly. He played, from what I heard, he played a very believable, very
Batman
crazy.
vs Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
definitely played it
like
smart,
the
but he
most
was also
entertaining thing.
He was a little off the rails as far as the Lex Luthor character would go. Lex Luthor
But
is a very
the
controlled,
key word to
smart
that
man.
sentence, as a Lex Luthor character, what if you put him in Joker?
That's
Joker's
true.
completely off the rails.
Honestly, playing as Lex Luthor, he definitely did have more of a Joker feel to him. Because here he is talking about bombs and stuff like that. It's like, if you don't do this by this time, then this bomb's going to go off. That's a very Joker move there.
Right.
You know, I just ran across his face,
Who?
and I think he could do. I'm not totally sure, right? But he has done quite a bit since his big movie series hit. Daniel Radcliffe
Oh.
is Joker, mini Joker,
Oh.
young Joker.
Yes.
Have you guys seen Now You See Me Too?
No, but I want to.
You need to, because it has Daniel Radcliffe in it.
The first one was so good, I loved it.
And he plays a pretty good, pretty believable, crazy, almost obsessed guy. I don't know.
Now You See Me like one of the only movies where like Morgan Freeman actually plays like a bad guy?
He doesn't play bad guy necessarily.
He plays an antagonist to the protagonist. And from a legal standpoint, he was the good guy. But from the plot standpoint, he was the bad guy.
I was gonna say from every standpoint, they were the bad guys, and he was the technically good guy.
He was technically.
Anyway, no, I'm still leaning towards Jesse Eisenberg.
Okay. I mean,
you just gotta get past the conflict of re-rolling him.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
But if you can get by that, I stand by it completely.
Right.
It'd have to be a different universe again, obviously.
Right. No, and I mean, we're obviously talking about a separate universe because we're pretty much casting an entire new movie.
Yeah.
Fall in line with any of the other ones.
Okay, so yeah, let's just say, for the sake of saying it, because he did a good job, we'll say Jesse Eisenberg.
Okay.
All right, so you have both Batmans, both Jokers. Who is going to be either a secondary villain or
who
do we want the secondary villain to be?
I do Paul Giamatti's like the Penguin.
No. I think we should bring Danny DeVito back as the Penguin.
That'd be fun.
Maybe.
He was my favorite Penguin ever.
Are we going to go for? It depends on how we're going to try to set this tone for this movie, though.
I love how we're just creating our own movie.
Hey, I love it.
I'm liking this. I'm actually liking this. This is great.
Because if are we gonna make it dark? Because Danny DeVito's Penguin was dark. The psyche part of it was dark.
But it was good.
It was good. But that's the thing, is you gotta ask where you want to go with the Penguin.
I miss my fun in superhero movies. So
do you want the like fine refurbished Mr. Cobblepot?
I kind of want a Dark Knight.
I say refurbished for a human being. That's furniture.
I liked the feel that Dark Knight put to Batman. Like I love those movies. Those were my favorite Batman movies.
Well, no, I like the Michael Keaton one. So I think we should kind of combine the feel of the Michael Keaton, like have some
half and half.
Right.
Try to be a half and half.
Because then you could throw on the Danny DeVito Penguin.
Yeah.
But then you have the Joker, or the original Joker.
What about the Condiment King or whatever?
The Condiment King.
Oh jeez.
But
actually, if you could get if you could get him to wear a mask, right? There's one guy. I want you to look him up, and I want you to look him up so you can see what I'm saying.
All right, who are we talking about?
Okay, so if we
first of all, playing who?
If Bane, all right.
Bane.
I love Tom Hardy, but I didn't like the way they play Bane because Tom Hardy is 5'9" and Christian Bale is 6'2". It was not a good combination.
Anyway,
because I hated his voice.
Look up. He's a professional wrestler, but look up Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman. Strowman.
Got it. Braun Strowman.
Dude.
He is 6'9".
Okay. You know what? If he shaves the beard, yes.
That's what I'm saying. If you shave it off and you get him in a mask, because he has a weird nose for someone that big.
This guy literally looks like
he is 6'9", 385 pounds.
He kind of looks like Lucas if Lucas dropped a whole bunch of weight and gained a whole bunch of muscle.
This guy is like Bigfoot in human form.
No, he's a former strongman. Former amateur strongman. He is literally he's giant. Like if you watch him like on like WWE stuff, he is enormous compared to anybody.
Okay,
I believe it.
So to wrap this up, the cast that we have for our new Batman movie is
Liam Neeson
as old Batman.
Nicholas Hoult as young Batman.
Nicholas Hoult as young Batman. We've got
Jack Nicholson as Joker. Jesse Eisenberg
as Joker. And then are we going to put a Bane? Is that where we're going with this?
With Braun Strowman as a Bane?
You could. I just think you need a serious.
Oh wait, no.
I think
we needed a dark, like Danny DeVito Penguin. I think you throw that in there, you would have the good balance of like light heart and very seriousness.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good balance there. Yeah.
Okay, so the new Batman movie we're creating is going to come out like 20 years from now.
When all these actors are either dead or old.
Right.
The young ones are now old as heck.
Yeah, but by the time we get done writing the script, we'll be like, crap, all these actors
And now we have
are
to
dead.
recast everyone again.
We're going to have to recast everyone.
They're
Anyway,
dead.
so if you liked anything we talked about today on the show, please let us know. We didn't get to talk about what movies are going to be coming out this year. I'm going to add that to next week's episode.
We should create movie casts more often. This was fun. This was enjoyable.
This was good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if you liked anything that we talked about, if you did like the us casting for a movie, let us know. I can definitely add that as a new portion. If you didn't like us, same thing. Just let us know. We are actually out of time. So any final comments?
No, not me.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I've said my pieces. I'm pretty satisfied with today's show.
Let's make a movie.
Let's make a movie.
Let's make a movie.
We bought a zoo.
Okay. So I want to thank all of you for coming on the show today. It's been a great show.
This was a good one.
Yeah. So
it's been a great show.
Great.
So,
bye.
Going home to my
You guys, if you want to shoot over to our Topic Talks Facebook page, give us a like on there. Shoot us a comment and tell us what you think of the show or previous shows. I'll take critiques all the way back to when Mark first joined, because if you go back past that, it was a very crappy show. And it was bad. So
step one of recovery is acceptance.
Yeah.
I'm accepting it. It was bad. I accepted it as I was doing it. Anyway, so shoot over to our Facebook page. If you guys want to go to Spreaker.com and give us a like there too.
We appreciate it.
We do appreciate it. We appreciate every like and comment and everything that we get. We do get excited at the end of every episode. We're like, we had this many viewers. Woo! We have a little party.
We'll give you a hug.
And we won't give
from
a hug.
behind. It's a soft hug.
An imaginary hug.
Imaginary hug.
Anyway,
we'll give you an on-air 5.
On-air 5. Anyway, so I think I'm pretty much done. I'm Aaron Klingenschmidt.
And I'm Mark Wilson.
And I'm Lucas Sanders.
Jacob.
And I'm the drunk guy. And that's the drunk guy.
Signing off.
Sorry, Grandma.